to do, guys? It's your boy, the Juice, and we all know my name is Troy Bradshaw, but you can call me the Juice or either one. I don't mind at all. I know it's kind of late, but I figured I'd hop on and maybe take a few phone calls. It's late. It's 2:41 in the morning for me, standard Mountain Time. But I just wanted to hop on and for anybody up late that may want to reach out, and I just wanted to take a couple calls and give them that opportunity, as well as, myself included, because I love talking about the Nancy Guthrie case. If so, along the way, we could share a few videos amongst one another. I might share a couple of videos that have been shared with me via email, or a couple pictures rather, because that's what most people have been sending lately. Been getting a lot of good information through emails, as I've told viewers to reach out and just let me know what you got as far as the emails, just as far as any type of information. It's good because we might get somewhere. We might help the FBI get somewhere. Obviously, for a lot of us, our goal at this point would just be helping in any type of way to crack this case. We want closure. We want justice. We also don't want this case to just fade away. And we just want to find Nancy, and also the perp and whoever else that may have been involved. So we want closure. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about everything tonight. Let's try to maybe take a few phone calls and see if anybody has anything that they would like to share. Anything, by the way, guys. Anything and everything. We all know that Nancy was taken on February 1st from her Tucson, Arizona home. We know right now the FBI is currently analyzing the mixed DNA, which was evidence found at the scene, though no suspect has been identified. They believe that Nancy was taken from her home. They believe it was an abduction. Surveillance footage captured a masked man, and I want to talk a little bit about that. Well, a lot actually, because a lot of us been going back to that video, playing it again and playing it over again. We've probably seen that video too many times to count, just trying to figure out what else we possibly could find in the video that may be something no one's discovered yet. Lately, it's been a car, and also it appears that there's a leg in that video. So, hey, if you want to talk about that, we could talk about that tonight. Anything and everything. What do you feel we stand in the case? Where do you see us in the next couple weeks, days, months, moving forward? How do you feel about the case? Do you think we'll ever find Nancy? Do you ever think we'll find the perp? Is the perp dead? We have a lot of people now saying the perp is dead. How did you feel in the beginning versus now? I know a lot of us have theories that have changed so much over time. It's just been difficult to really grasp what you truly think it is, and knowing that tomorrow may bring a different mindset about the case. So I want to share the phone number here in the chat. Feel free to reach out. I don't know who's all up and who's all awake, or if there's even anybody in the chat, because it's so dang late. Big welcomes if you are here for my late night uppers. Shannon, big welcomes, by the way. Good to see you. I see a couple people in here. Happy Grammy. Sky, big welcomes. Olive Sheep. Shout out to the 3 members so far in the chat, it looks like. Much love, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Justice for Nancy. Yes, indeed. We just want Nancy to come home regardless at this point. Is there anybody out there that may be tuned in right now that feels like Nancy is still alive? I've yet to hear that in a while. I know the first couple of weeks, a lot of us were holding on to that for quite some time. So I wonder if there's anybody out there that truly thinks that Nancy's still alive. We know we got that board meeting that's going to take place today with Sheriff Nanos. That's definitely something to talk about. What do you think about Nanos? Do you think he'll be sheriff for much longer? What happens after this board meeting tomorrow? Will we get enough signatures? We need 120,000 to get Nanos out of office for the most part. How close are we? Don't know. Can't say. They really haven't updated us on the numbers. But there's been a lot of controversy based on what Nanos has done from the moment that this case has started. There was a short duration in that crime scene in the beginning. Some report that the scene was released way too early. Some report that it was released after roughly like 20 hours. And a lot of people believe that that crime scene should have been sealed a lot longer. And I couldn't agree more. I think they had all the time in the world due to the fact that Nancy was the only person living there, literally the only person. There was no rush to release the home back to the family. What's even more crazy is I think it looks also more silly on the sheriff department, and nothing against the deputies, but Sheriff Nanos himself, because just think about it. From day one, since that house was released, or let's just say not even released, when they were done with that crime scene, there was no activity at the home except the only activity that surrounded the home was maintenance and whatever else needed to get done around the home. Now we don't see that at all whatsoever. But no one's living there. No one's came to stay the night. Nothing at all. Which kind of speaks volumes to me due to the fact that that was like probably one of the best things you could ask for. If you're a detective or you're working for the FBI, whatever you do that revolves around law enforcement, that leads up to you playing a part in a crime scene, whatever. I just think that they had all the time in the world to really, really figure out, or not even figure out, to really, really go through that house, make sure they have everything. And I think there's not a time frame I have in my mind as far as how long I think they should have kept it a crime scene. But I'm new to this, so I don't really know typically how long crime scenes last, especially in high profile cases like these. Let's talk about it. Though. Let me post that phone line in the chat just in case somebody wants to get in here and talk. Some people are up late. Some people have a hard time getting Nancy off their mind, like myself. For someone like me who's highly obsessed with the case, it's a tough situation. It's embarrassing. It's impacted the city in a crazy way. For someone local like me, we've just never ever experienced this ever. It never gets old just simply saying that. It's really frustrating. Let me pin that real quick. Matter of fact, we were at Nancy's today, guys, and I was having some technical difficulties, so I figured I'd go live and maybe just run through a few few things we talked about tonight, and try the phone line again too. I know it's pretty late, but tomorrow, if I do live from home, I probably won't go to Nancy's till Wednesday, but if I do live from home, what I'll do is I'll just make sure I start at a reasonable time for everybody to, at a time where we know most majority of the folks are going to be around. So I'm looking forward to that. Monk just made a video, and he was talking about Nanos, And he brought up the fact that there was a video posted on the website of Nanos. I think it's one of the first interviews that Sheriff Nanos did. And he was saying that that video is no longer there. They took it down. And the first thing that came to mind for me was, you know what? I think he took that video down because they're probably going to address certain things that was said that were probably questionable, that he probably shouldn't have said in the beginning. You remember when he was taking a lot of interviews? It was almost like he was enjoying being a celebrity for a little while. But I think just overall, Nanos just talked way too much. And I feel like there's moments and times where also Nanos over-talked himself. Like, you know, he ended up just like contradicting himself, and one moment he would say something, and then, you know, he would say something different. It just all didn't make any sense. Just the fact that he was taking all these interviews and misleading us in so many ways. I think one point in time he said that the community was safe, and then he went back and said that the community wasn't safe, knowing that the perp is still out there. We haven't caught this guy. I don't even know if he's all there when he's having an interview. Sometimes it's questionable to me. But Mr. Sheriff Nanos, he's got to go. He's got to go. And hopefully that's soon. Hopefully that's soon. This right here is one of the interviews right here that Monk was talking about. I don't know if you guys remember this specific interview here with Mr. Nanos.
Because I will surely give you mines right after.
We're here on a search and rescue mission, we hope. But we're looking for a missing person. Nancy Guthrie, I think we sent out an email to all of you. Came to our attention, we got a call, a 911 call, that Miss Guthrie was reported missing from her home. That call came in around noon earlier today. Our teams came out, our search and rescue team, being supported by our volunteers from Search and Rescue Association, from PSAR, from Border Patrol. They gave us their search and rescue dogs. We've pretty much just thrown everything at this as we can. Miss Guthrie is 84 years old and is not on good physical health, and so naturally that's some great concerns. The scene at the house also has some concerns for us as well. And so that's why we're doing all we can to try to locate her. We've contacted and remain in contact with all of our local area hospitals, our medical transport teams. So far, that's proven to lead nowhere. We will continue to search as we are right now with our survey.
So this video was taken down by the sheriff department. This is the video right here. The only thing that I could have possibly thought of was this video is obviously going to play a role somehow, some way, and be questioned at some point, either during or after the board meeting. I don't know. That's just the first thing that came to mind, but maybe not. But he just talked way too much in the beginning, just way too much. And now, well, we recently had somebody interact with Sheriff Nanos just the other day. They caught him coming out of the sheriff office, and he didn't seem to have too much to say. One of the questions he asked, because I know we've all seen this, but I'll not refresh some of you guys' memory. I'll share it with some of you guys that may have not heard it, but he asked if this thing was closer to being solved. And Sheriff Nanos said yes. And I think the most amazing thing is the fact that everyone in the world pretty much overlooked it. You know, we all were interested to share that with everyone, but nobody believed it. No one believed it at all. Hey, good morning, Sherry. Good to see you in the chat here, Sky. Good morning, by the way. I don't know what time it is for you, but good morning. Inspired, that is a good theory. Yeah, I mean, Sheriff, I don't know. I don't even know what this guy's even. I'm not even listening to what he's saying right here. I really ain't. I could care less at this point. And I don't even remember word for word what this guy said in this interview. But I know mainly they were asking him, because this was the beginning, they were asking him what he thought pretty much happened. Like whether or not Nancy wandered off or she was kidnapped. And I think he was pretty much saying that they knew something was up, but they weren't too sure. And he didn't really want to say.
Air assets, we use drones and our airplane or a helicopter. We'll be at this all night, processing the house. And then tomorrow morning we'll start at 9. We're going to set the rescue mission and try to regroup and see what else we can do. Maybe we've missed something. But I don't need to tell you, this is very concerning to us. You don't typically get the sheriff out at a scene like this, but it's very concerning. What we're learning from the house.
He should have never came out. He should have never came out in the first place.
The detectives, the homicide team is out right now, looking at the scene as well.
What is it about the scene that concerns you?
I don't want to get into those details. I would just tell you that it's certainly a grave concern to us, just what we see there, and we'll continue to look.
So you suspect foul play?
I'm not ruling it out.
Okay.
I think we're all wondering, can you confirm that this is Savannah Guthrie's mom?
This is Mrs. Guthrie's mom, yes.
And you can't tell us anything about the house concerns you?
We get these calls quite often, missing people. And we do a pretty good job of searching the areas and alerting the media with our media releases. But this one stood out because of what was described to us at the scene and what we found and located just in looking at the scene.
I don't know why I just get the impression every single time that he has something to do with this. I don't know why. I feel like no one really feels that way. I feel like some people feel that way, but I just always get that impression like this guy just really has something to do with it. There's just nothing else that I could possibly think of that Sheriff Nanos is doing. Like, what other reason would you have that comes to mind that would make sense as to why Sheriff Nanos is doing what he's doing right now? I can't think of any other besides well, no, not even that. I mean, he seems like he's a money hungry guy, and if he was involved and if this was actually money motivated, that's what would have put him in the picture somehow, some way. I really want to dig deeper somehow, some way, just to see if this guy is actually friends with Tommaso. And if he is, I guess he just is, that might change things for me, but it might not change anything at all, period. But for me, as a part of my own theory, I just don't think. Nah, let me not say that. I don't want to say that. Let me not say that. I just want to know if him and Tommaso are friends or not. Somehow, some way, we got to be able to try to figure this out. But I think it was confirmed that they aren't friends and they don't have any relations at all. They've never hung out. But no one's ever been able to prove either one, from what I've seen. I mean, at least I've never seen anything that would make it true. Whether they are or they aren't friends. So something's just so off. And I feel like he's so good at what he's doing, which I believe that Nanos is covering up for somebody. I do. And I feel like this is not his first time doing this. But I could be wrong. You know, it could be somebody in the neighborhood. It might be somebody close. Or somebody was hired and they're not, in Tucson at all. But I just think that Nanos knows something in regards to him being involved somehow. Not just knowing something like, because a lot of people say that. No, not just him being involved. I think or not in the sense of him knowing something. I think he's actually involved. I think he's actually involved somehow, some way. I'm not going to be surprised if this comes to light, but I just think it's going to come to light at some point in time. But maybe not. Maybe not. I could be completely off about this guy. Completely wrong.
Without getting into too much detail,
I think somebody might have sent a jewel. Thanks for the jewel. I think I missed that, by the way.
And they are going to be doing that. They are in the process of doing those things.
Is there anything full about it being homicide detectives?
I hope the dinner's good. Shannon, I don't know what you're having. What you having for dinner? They were friends, and I said were friends. She said were. She wants to make that clear. I don't know. If you can prove that, or you got something that might show saying that, they're not friends. But I think that it's all speculation. Like, we just don't know for sure. I don't think anyone's been able to prove it. Sky says, I've only heard rumors that they were friends. I have never seen any proof. Yeah, same. I mean, maybe they're not. But I wouldn't be surprised. Brett, big welcomes, by the way. Brett says, totally agree. His body language, everything gives me them vibes. Yeah, I mean, just the way at one point in the interview, I don't know if you noticed it, but the way he kind of looks at the reporter, he kind of looks him up and down kind of oddly. And then while he's talking to, not that he has to, but he's not looking him directly in the eye. He kind of keeps looking down at his hand or the mic or something.
Was reported missing from her home. That call came in around noon earlier today. Our teams came out, our search and rescue team, being supported by our volunteers from Search and Rescue Association, from PSAR, from Border Patrol. They gave us their search and rescue dogs. We pretty much just thrown
maybe because the reporter's texting or something like that, and that's what he looked at was his phone. But I just don't. The energy's not there for me. I sense something very wrong. And for what we learned, I think Nanos, at one point in time as a cop, I think in El Paso, from what I heard, I'm not too sure, for sure, but I think he dang near beat somebody to death, unless it was one of his deputies, if I'm confusing it. But from what I heard, I think that's what I heard. Tony Nicole says because he's full of guilt and he knows who did what. You think he knows? I mean, I think he knows for sure. But I just don't think he knows. I don't think he just has that information. I think he played some type of role in this somehow, some way. And if not, at the very least, like Talina says, he just knows what's going on. But I wouldn't say that's in a sense of him learning that and figuring out that. I think it would be more something like him knowing what's going on, in the sense of he knew what was going to happen before it all happened. But I could be wrong. I got to put that out there just to remind everybody that it's all speculation, but
see what else we can do. Maybe we've missed something. But I don't need to tell you, this is very concerning to us. We don't
hey, Moonlight, big welcome, by the way.
Typically get the sheriff out at a scene like this. but it's very concerning what we've learned from the house, and so we'll just continue.
Inspired Michelle says if you see him in the walk from the gym photo and then the perp on the doorstep, they have the same stance and the right hand that's like a claw. Isn't that crazy? I thought that was interesting. Somebody had put that together yesterday, and I don't think I saved the picture, but I would love to share it if I did have it. And it might be actually on Google. I could check to see if that picture is on Google here.
The detectives, the homicide team is out right now, looking at the scene as well.
What is it about the scene that concerns you?
You know, I don't want to get into those details. I would just tell you that it's certainly a grave concern to us, just what we see there.
I really wish who put that picture together was a way more clear picture, because it was just like really like blurrier, and it's already bad enough because the picture of the perp is already like not only blurry, but it's like really pixelated. So,
And we'll continue to look.
So you suspect foul play?
I'm not ruling it out.
Okay.
I think we're all wondering, can you confirm that this is Savannah Guthrie's mom?
This is Mrs. Guthrie's mom, yes.
And you can't tell us anything about what the house concerns you?
We get these calls quite often, missing people. And we do a pretty good job of searching the areas and alerting the media with our media releases. But this one stood out because of what was described to us at the scene and what we found and located just in looking at the scene. So without getting into too much details, I have to allow my team to do their investigation, and they are going to be doing that. They are in the process of doing those things.
Is there anything full about it being homicide detectives, or is that standard?
You know, it's not standard. Typically, our homicide team comes out when we have a homicide, a body. This one was a fake concern simply because of what the scene was telling us.
What do you?
I wonder if we could do a clearer picture ourselves and do a comparison, just like that, because I feel like our picture would look a lot more clear with the perp. We won't like do an actual comparison, but I think it might be a good idea to put that picture up here just so we could get a glance at it real quick in a more clear way. Let me see if I can find it real quick here. I think I had it pulled up just a second ago.
But you.
Let me see if I can take this one down. Hold on, chat. And then what I'll do is I'll zoom in on it, and then I'll pull up that picture of the, if I could, I'll pull up that picture of the one with the perp. Actually, you know, we could maybe just play the video and pause Nanos's just recent interaction, which was yesterday. But then again, that footage, whoever this was, it wasn't all that clear, was it? Oh, it was actually pretty clear. I actually like that right there. Actually, let me show y'all. And I could zoom in on this. And then again, that other picture is like super pixelated, so it's not as clear. But I thought that was a good picture that they put together, although it wasn't the clearest of them all. Yeah, let's try this real quick. I just want y'all to see this, and I'll double it up, triple it up, whatever, and we'll give it a shot. And I'll try to zoom in too if I could. I think that's about as far as we can go. Let me zoom out. And I think I have a picture of the perp with no backpack too. So let me grab that photo, and then I'm gonna copy and paste it, and I'm gonna put it on this other one just to see real quick. But that claw hand, he's holding a bottle though, guys, so that's the thing. But if you look at Sheriff Nanos's belly, It's not even just the claw hand. If you look, and I'm not trying to say it was Nanos at all either. And to me, if you ask me, the guy looks like he, there's a possibility he just might be a little bit younger than Nanos. I don't know how old Nanos is. I'm going to guess Nanos is probably 60 plus. I don't think that he's any younger than that, but I could be wrong. I've never actually looked up Nanos' age to see how old he was. I guess that wouldn't be a bad idea though, right? I definitely don't think the perp is Nanos. I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out that Nanos was there though at one point in time though. Or he was there while this guy was there. I think Nanos might just have a little bit of a bigger belly though than the perp there. Very interesting photo. I mean, the belly, this guy definitely has a belly. I mean, he has a lot of clothes on, so I mean, due to like the clothes and stuff like that, it makes it a little bit more challenging to see whether or not, his belly is the same size. I think we got a phone call. Well, isn't that nice? Let's see if we can answer it before it's too late.
Call from Kangen Water, Enagic
Kangen
Distributor,
Water.
Inspired
Let's go.
Water.
It's Juice. Did we hang up? Hello? Hello? Hey, Kangen Water, reach back out. And I'll try to call you back and see if that works. I've never actually tried to call back, but I got to get used to it, right?
Hey, Juice.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
All right, it's Michelle, Inspired Michelle.
Hey, what's up, Michelle? I think we talked. I think you reached out through email not too long ago, right?
Yeah, Cinnamon.
Oh, and you told me like, okay, now I remember.
Yeah, so I sent you in that photo with the overlay. So I went to it was a really cheap website, like overlay.com. And what you can do is you can actually take that photo, take two separate photos, and then just lay them on top of each other. And there's a slider, and it actually takes the gradient of it, right? So you can take the gradient and move it from one to the other, and it matches perfectly. You just have to angle Sheriff Nanos' picture like a little bit to the left, and you can like just use that, like, you know how you can flip it up or flip it down, just turn it like, I think it's like 4 degrees, and overlay it right on top of it. There's a picture of him coming out of the gym, which is a little bit better, and it literally sits right on top.
I'm gonna see if I can find
shoulder down and everything.
So
yeah.
What did you say that was on? You said that's
overlay.com.
Overlay.com. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, it's really. I go through a bunch of like tools all the time, like AI tools, because I teach people how to use AI tools and build sites and stuff. And I was just like, oh, I wonder if I could do this. So I put it over, and I was like, shut up. And then the one with the perp's face with his eyes. If you take his head, just his head, and you like just crop his head off, and then put right overlay, and the eyes match up right on the eyebrows of the guy in the mask.
Give me creepy. You said something overlay. What's it called again?
Overlay.com.
Overlay.com. That's right.
Overlayimages.com. Overlayimages.com.
Overlayimages.com. And then I just upload the image. Oh.
Yeah, you can upload 2 of them on top of each other, right?
The problem is I gotta find the actual picture. I got like 1,000 pictures in here. Some of them are named, some of them are not.
That one of the one that's the perp that you got is a good one because it's the full body. And then there's a picture of Nanos coming out of a gym. And and it's creepy. But that's a good picture that you got now. You just got to zoom that one out a bit.
Yeah, but he's holding the bottle, so he doesn't. People were saying something about the claw hand part, but
But the claw hand's in the right hand. Is he got a bottle in the right hand on
he's
this
got a
one, or is
bottle in the right hand. Yeah,
Hmm.
and that was the video, so I don't actually have a picture. It was a video of when he
Yeah,
was.
check. There's a picture of him somewhere coming out of a gym, I think. JLR had it the other night.
I want to see if it'll show it on Google. Yeah, I really would like to get better at comparisons, but it's gonna take some time. Oh, I see the picture. Yeah.
But
Nah,
appreciate you
he's too
going out there,
old.
man, and keep. No, I look closer. It's kind of like what Rafiki says in The Lion King, man. He's like, look harder.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, and then the baggy clothes, because I think he does definitely have on like a lot of clothes, which makes it more difficult. But I don't know.
But if you were to turn that picture just a couple of degrees so that he's kind of at an angle, and then put it right on top of the other one, it's ridiculously how close it is. Like even the ears, because one of his ears sticks out a little bit more, and it covers it up too.
You see his you see the picture? Is that the one?
Hold on. Tattoos. Yeah, I wish I play with like filters and stuff all the time on here, and I've been saying since the get-go that there was a car. And so the first time I ever came across you, and I was like, shut up, somebody else is saying there's a car now? I'm like, nobody wanted to believe me.
Yeah, you know, I
There's
thought
a fucking car.
originally I thought my eyes were
Yeah,
playing
that
tricks
one.
on me, and then somebody brought it to my attention again, and I was like, you know what? I think I really see a car this time.
No, it's there. Like there's, like I take it and I use just a different like filters. I know somebody had sent one in and said it was in sepia or something. So I started going with a little, like taking the gradients off of all of them, making it a completely black picture, and then just bringing them all up individually, and it is crazy. And there's a vehicle, and if you play it off of a vehicle, you can see, I like to look at the pictures and see, it should be solid. Like, was it windy that night? And I looked it up. It wasn't. So if you look at the still of the photo and if you're looking at the video, you shouldn't see anything in the background moving. Cactus doesn't go in the wind. So if you see movement in the background, then that's where you have to look at.
Yeah,
And
and
you can literally see the headlights come on, and the headlights like shine bright and then dim down.
yeah. And personally, to me, I think I see both the headlights, and where we think we see the car, there's like there's trees on both sides of, right in the middle of where that car is at. And some people are saying we're just seeing stuff, but
No,
I know exactly where that driveway lines up
I think
to.
I see people. Like I've zoomed in, and there's certain spots that you can zoom in on that video that people don't think about zooming in. Like when the perp is holding up, he's about to go put the bushes in front of the camera, and his hands in the C motion. Look through his hand, and then look underneath his arm, because his arm goes straight back. And if you zoom into that, you got to look what's behind the picture, right? So like when he goes to bend down to pick up the bushes, that's when you zoom in over his shoulder. And then when he's going to put it over the camera, his hands in that C form, look through that C and look straight through and zoom, like bring it up. And then when you bring it up, you're going to see that shape of the car and somebody coming right from the back. I think that they did bring Nancy out the back door, and they walked her around, like they carried her around and put her in a car.
So why would they be at the front though? If they did,
Because
though,
if the car's in front, they need to now cover the front camera while they bring her around, because the car's going to be parked right there. So they had to cover the camera quickly to. So he's like, "Shit, we got to cover the camera." Oh, sorry.
no,
Right?
no, you're good.
So-
I just wonder why they would take a risk like that, knowing the ring camera was there though.
But that's what they were like, oh, there's a Ring camera. What are we going to do? So they went and covered it. Just, it was a last minute thing. They weren't thinking about it, right? Or they thought it was cut. But then they're like, well, maybe the Ring camera's not going to be, yeah. So if you were to stop it right there, like when he goes to, hold on, when he goes to hold it up and you'll see him, you can see through it. Yeah, it's a little too late on that. But yeah, right, when you stop right here and you can freeze it and look over his shoulder. And then when you look at it again, right there, you look through his hand right there and zoom straight forward. Right there, and now go straight in.
I feel like my pictures are I feel like it's too dark right here. I don't see anything at all.
That right there, it's too dark, but when you back it up and it lightens up a bit, right there, now zoom in straight through his hand.
No,
Straight through his
I'm
hand.
still not seeing nothing though. Let me see. I don't think I can
Zoom in the picture.
Let me see if it'll let me zoom on this screen. I don't think it will. Let me see.
Because there's things moving there. There shouldn't be anything moving. Right? Nothing should be moving there. It should be still.
Like, you think you see somebody moving when he at that point?
There's something moving back there. So if you zoom in and
Interesting.
ignore the hand now and just zoom straight through, if you can, and have that brought up, there should be no moving. Even if it's pixelated, there should be no movement.
Like, do you feel like you see somebody moving on the right side or the left side?
Right through that right there, straight ahead.
But I mean,
When
like,
you
no, I
see-
mean, but looking through the hand though, like.
Yeah, it's right in
what
front
do
of
you
it's
think
right
you-
in that opening.
Yeah.
Right in that opening. So you got to zoom through, and then you're not focusing on his hand moving in and out, right?
Well,
you can only focus on that open space.
I'm looking directly through. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. I don't know why on this particular screen it doesn't let me zoom in. Probably because it's the media player I have up.
Yeah,
I guess.
and it's on CapCut already. But if you had it in like a native, do you have a MacBook or you have a
It's a gaming PC, so it's Windows.
gaming PC?
Yeah.
Windows?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to see on there, but when you zoom through, it's like
I'm gonna try
crazy. You can go down a rabbit hole with these things. It's insane.
Try something else here. Because I have
Yeah,
both the
it's a shame you
videos on this on Adobe Pro, so it might be a little bit better, anyways.
You might be able to. Yeah, I focus on what's behind what's behind the perp on the doorstep, because I look at it, and that's why when you were standing there, and that guy that sent that video in earlier, right, the one that the girls gave you, and he was saying, oh, and that's going to be that pole, right? Because there's the handrail pole, and then there's a pole right on that center island. That's not going to move. That's solid.
The
So when
one
you
with the
can
light
stand
on it?
there- Not the light. It's just, yeah, I guess it's a light pole, right?
I believe so, if
But-
it's the one I'm thinking
And
of.
from the Ring camera, you can see there's the pole, and then when you look at anything else that's moving around it, nothing should be moving. Everything should be stagnant, right? But yeah, you zoom in and it's crazy. There's movement going on. So why is there movement? It wasn't windy. I think there might have been like 3 or 4 people, honestly.
See, I feel like at this moment right here is where I see it the most. So I don't think you guys can see what I'm seeing.
Just
Hold on.
keep going a little bit slow. Run it. You got to run it real slow, and that's when you'll notice that there's movement happening. And if you lighten it up, but yeah, there's definitely movement.
Hold on, let me
And even
if I
try
can
changing
expand
out
this.
some of your filters, like taking out some of the contrast, and it'll bring up what's coming in the front, right?
Okay, here we go. Sorry, I wanted to make it a little bit bigger so you guys can see what I'm seeing, because I'm zoomed in on my screen, but it's not zoomed in on the actual like screen you guys are seeing on the.
Mm-hmm. So even there, and then just let it play. What's right behind that? What's over his right elbow right now?
Wait, you might be more behind than I am right now.
Yeah, I
Are
think
you?
so.
Are you? Well, hold on. We'll get there. Hold on. Let me see.
So if you ran that really slow, right? Just take it and run it really slow and look what's in the background. Nothing should be moving. So when you see something moving, nothing should be moving. Even just slow, you'll notice that there's something coming from the far corner and moving right over to where the car shape is. Exactly. Slower. Gotta go. There you go. Nothing, those pixelated should not be doing any sort of moving.
It's so dark. I don't see anything. Oh,
It'll
maybe
brighten up
right
in
here.
2 seconds.
Let me go a little further.
Yeah.
No. Nope. I went
Keep
too
going.
far.
You're
I think.
almost there.
I think I went too far. No.
Even when he turns around, then look over his shoulders again. Like there's stuff that's being lit up, and I don't understand how people aren't. Like the lights come in when he goes to pick up the bushes. There's 2 lights that come around, and it turns. So he walks over, so it brightens up, right? Now look over the shoulder.
Oh. Wait.
And there should be nothing. There you go. Do you see how there's stuff moving in the background? Now keep going a little bit more, and you'll see that. What is, say, at like 1 o'clock in that picture? To me, it looks like somebody being carried.
You think at this
Like
time?
Keep going just a little bit further, and you'll see that those people move again.
I'm trying to see where you see movement, though.
Okay, it's straight ahead, straight above his shoulder right now. Why is something right up on the right-hand side of his shoulder? And now the car is going to come around, so if you keep rolling it forward, you're going to see it brighten up a bit. Keep going forward. I think it might be delayed on anything. But if you run it forward, you'll see the lights in the background. Because there's the 4 lights there. And then all of a sudden it'll get bright and then come right back down. It's like almost like the vehicle came right there over his backpack in the left there. Those are the headlights that are coming in. They go bright and then they die off.
Yeah, I could see that car like almost the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like almost like we could mistake the glare off of the vehicle for lights or movement.
You have it paused right ahead, right? So stop it right there. Now, what is moving right above his shoulder, right behind him, like right in front of him, essentially, right? So he takes the step off, and then over his right shoulder, there's 2 things standing and carrying something else. And they keep moving. I hope to gosh not, but it looks like they're carrying like something into a trunk or carrying something to lift it into something.
Dang, you must be able to see really good because I don't see nobody.
I had a concussion, and I can no longer. I see when I look at something black, I see in depth of something. So I always question things, and when I question things, I'm like, am I seeing something over there? So I usually take a picture, and then I like try and make sure it's just something my neurologist has showed me to do. And he's like, look through things, because I wasn't able to see the color black. If I looked at something black, it looked like an abyss.
Yeah.
So I had to go to eye therapy and literally learn how to see different colors and learn how to do, and they would give me these things where it'd be like, here's a picture. Now they'd put an overlay on top of it, and they'd be like, now what do you see? Now what do you see? Now what do you see? So I've kind of learned to see like, oh, take away certain things, and that's how I've looked at a lot of pictures. So because you can see that pole. And that pole should be straight and focused, right? So what is to the right of everything on that pole? But there's stuff moving up there. So I just questioned, was it windy? Like what's right above there? It's
I'm gonna
not
put
a cactus, because the cactus is at the end of the street, at the end of the little walkway here. And then where you were standing, so in that picture, where were you standing today? If you put your arrow. Were you? I'm like moving the arrow on. I'm moving the arrow on my screen like you can see it. My gosh.
Right. No, you're good. Right where you think that car is. Tell me when you see the arrow. I want to see how delayed you are. So you're probably like 10 seconds behind me. But
Okay, I see your arrow. So right there, move your arrow a little bit to the right. Is that where you were standing today?
not exactly. Well, I'm pointing where I was standing. I guess I could put the arrow exactly where I was standing. I could face it.
Okay, now, but where your arrow is pointing, that's where you're standing. Perfect. So if you put your arrow back where you were, where you just had it,
Let's see.
and you watch that circle right in front of it, right where that car is basically, is where you're thinking the car is, just move your arrow a little bit more to the left, and then run your video very slow and very like forward and backwards, and you're going to see something. It moves. Use that arrow point as a marker. And if you say, okay.
How's right there where the arrow's at? Or is that
Okay,
too
well,
far
move
over?
It's a little too far over. Hold on. Well, wait, you're ahead of me. But just watch use that as a marker. Like even put a ruler on, okay, move it a little bit over. Too far. But watch if you can see that there's like 3 things standing upright. And I at first thought it was that big cactus, but it's not. So now if you run the video forward and backwards a bit, you'll see those things move around that arrow. Nothing should be moving up there. Right there. Now run your film forward and backwards, and you're going to see the shadows that are there are now moving. They shouldn't be moving under the moonlight. They shouldn't be moving under any other reason. So the headlights are just coming in right now, right? Run it all the way forward and backwards, and you're going to see them move more.
Oh, I do see some movement back there. I don't know what that is, though.
Right?
I don't know if that could be the pixelation.
Just keep the arrow. No, keep the arrow there, and now run it a little bit further all the way up, and just keep your eyes in the back. That way, if you like zoomed in on them, you see it a little bit better. So now let them run a little bit longer.
All right, I'm gonna run it through.
Yeah, leave the arrow exactly where it is, but then take it back to where he's like got his hand over or he walks right up to the camera, because he goes and looks at them. He goes and looks at those people. Yeah, and let it keep going, because then you'll see those 2 headlights come up, and it lights up. I took one of these pictures. I took one of these pictures down today, to the point where I can see the house that's across the street. When you take off all the contrast, there's a house that's right across, right, the field from Nancy's.
Not exactly.
I'll send it to you in your email. But yeah, watch that there, and you'll see those people keep moving.
So the house you see in the background with the lights on the left side, that's on the hill, and then there's the house a little ways down the street to the left side. Mm-hmm. I guess she kind of has the neighbors across the street. It's weird the way that's. Well, I'm sure.
The way it's laid up.
The way it's set up
haven't.
in that neighborhood.
The first time I've ever looked at the actual neighborhood area was like when you were out there, and then I saw that map of all those different houses.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was the house that got raided or something that was right behind her. I personally think that something's going on, that Nanos, he either had something on Tomas and knew that he can get money out of Savannah, and it's either he owed people money. This is hypothetical. It's all just speculation. But if he owed somebody money, and then he's like, well, we've got, a news anchor's mom, we could try and get some money out of her. And because he's used to getting, and he's the one that had the reality show, correct? So if you're going to send a ransom note, he's going to want it in the media, because he's used to being in the media, and he wants it in the media.
Yeah, from what I heard, he
The
went over
camera's
on the
not-
budget as well. So it sounds like I think he also gave everybody raises too.
And you
from
can
what
see
I
the
heard.
bracelet now, eh?
That bracelet you were talking about, I saw that. I don't know if this is in this. I think it is in this video. Yeah, it's because there's only two.
Yeah, it's in that one. But you keep watching in that background, and you can
I'll keep
see
looking for
something
that.
move.
Yeah, because I don't see nothing. I feel like I'm.
I'll try and
I see.
zoom
Yeah,
down.
I see the
But you
bracelet as
change
clear
it-
as day, and
Once you see it, you can't unsee it, right?
it's almost shining.
Yeah.
People were
Once you
kind of
see it,
talking
you
stuff
can't
earlier,
unsee it.
like, "Oh, this is AI."
Right
No,
there.
there's really a bracelet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's blinging.
And you
That's
can follow it all the way around, right?
the
you can
part.
see the links of it.
Yeah, and the part that clips on. That's the part that I'm seeing shining.
Yeah, there's something there.
Yeah, for sure.
And now, if you run that
Interesting.
video, if you change your can you change your color saturation on that picture, on that video?
I believe so. To like what something? 'Cause it's already black and white, so I don't
yeah,
know what.
well, you can either increase your black or decrease your black, and then increase your white spec too, right? Or just put a different filter on it, like throw it into sepia or throw it into vivid color, and then adjust your framework. So go run it forward to the point where you can see those background people again, and then mess with your colors.
I
And
feel
I was
like
watching,
at this point when he's like bending down for the strub is like the point where I can see the car the best.
You can
but
see it the best.
Yeah,
Right
but
there.
as far as like any movement, I don't know.
Now, if you zoom back in, right there. So if you zoom in right now, as far as you can, and get there. Now, let it play again.
While he's bending down, is that where you're at right now?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's exactly where you're at. So just watch that for a minute and just run it back a bit and then let it go forward.
All right.
Right where you're pointing is that, to me, that looks like there's somebody holding somebody. Right where you're pointing, it's like a bent person. And there's the tire.
I feel
There's
like
a circle, perfect circle right below that, correct? A perfect circle right below that arrow. There's that dark spot that's looks like an L, and then there's a circle. There's nothing circular that's out there.
yeah, right there in that area though, I feel like I see the car still. I feel like if
Yeah.
like I'll move the I'll move the arrow, like I feel like at the tip of where the arrow, I'm gonna move it real quick. Is
Yeah, and just
I
straight
feel like
down,
that's where the
straight down
trunk
from
would
that
be.
tip. That's the trunk, and they're putting something in the trunk.
Yeah. So we're definitely on board as far as like how we see the
That's
car.
the trunk open. That's why I don't know how it could be a pickup truck. But I think there could be more than one vehicle. You never know.
Yeah, that's crazy because
I
right
think
now
there's
it
more
looks
than
like
one
a
person
car.
for sure.
Earlier, looking at the video, well, at least the picture on my phone, it looks like a truck. But then again, that's not
Yeah.
the. When I'm looking at my phone, that's someone else's picture. But when I'm looking at the actual video from the FBI, because this is the actual video from the FBI, I feel like I see a car in that one. I don't know where whoever sent me those pictures, where they got that actual video or pictures, but.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, you can mess with the colors. Like, I know I use a lot of iPhone color distillation and stuff, so you can just go in there and just slide them up and slide them down, and all of a sudden things come out that don't show up, even if it's a black and white.
Let me see if I can loop this somehow, some way.
Like, why is something moving over there? It wasn't windy.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it wasn't windy that night, that's for sure.
But yet things are moving in the background. And if you now step back and you just watch the whole thing at regular size, and then look at the back, you're like, wait a second. that wasn't there before, or what was behind there is now moved over. Why is it moving? I think that they came from the right-hand side, and then they went to the cars. Like the arrow that is pointing, I think that's the direction that they came from. So they came around the side of the house, and then came that way.
I really wish I could see exactly what you're seeing. I gotta watch this like a
I think
million times.
you got to mess with the colors a bit more, and then you'll see. Like if you move his, yeah, and now mess with your colors right there.
All right, let's see.
Just put something up, put something down, put something up, put something down.
I don't know how I want to make this or what color exactly, but
Yeah, keep going. Just roll with them, and you'll start to see a little bit more. It looks like something's getting carried.
nope, don't like that. I wonder if I sharpen it, it would help, or is it probably gonna make it worse?
Oh, try them all. You can always reset it, right? Put them all to the
Yeah.
max, and then slowly take them all down.
I really want to change the color on
Like,
this.
so why? Because if you look, there's two. There's like the pole is what's the standard thing there, and then there's another black one, a black line that keeps going left, right. It keeps moving. None of that should be moving,
Yeah, I think I see what you're saying.
right? Everything should be.
But it's the pixelation makes it so much more confusing and so much more
Yeah,
difficult
exactly. Yeah, I
Ma-
definitely think that there was more than one person, more than two people there.
Yeah, I agree. Once I saw that leg and that, and I think it's somebody's leg and foot, walking by when he's putting the shrub over the Ring camera. That
And
did it for
they're
me.
walking right in back of them.
Yeah, that did it for me. I was like, and I'm almost like sure there's a second person.
And then if you watch it forward, that the when you think about his path of walking, right? He's going to go behind him. So as he's walking towards the camera, he's completely blocking him. And then when he moves off, you'll see that there's another dark figure
Yeah.
in the middle of the walkway. Well, that's a driveway. There's nothing there. Nothing's supposed to be there. So why is there now all of a sudden a figure? Pixelation can't just put stuff there.
Yeah,
and you can
then
see the headlights of the vehicle, right?
right. And then one thing like I was pointing out when I was standing in the driveway was like you can see where the trees are. So like my arrow right here, you'll see it in a minute. But this is where the tree is at. And then this on this side is where the trees are. But anything in the middle of, and I'm gonna kind of circle the area in the middle of where there's nothing, where it looks plain, that's the driveway. And if I turn the arrow around, which would be like this is pretty much how it would look if this was a car going out of the driveway. I guess I could turn it a little bit more. But
yeah, there's things. That's the end of the driveway right there.
for certainly, like with the car, there's no way like whatsoever that's pixelated. Like it's like there's no way that it's what we're seeing is not what we're seeing. Like it can't be a tree, it can't be anything. It has to be some type of vehicle because otherwise I guess my mind would be playing tricks on me.
But if your mind, it could be, hey, it could be blue dress, gold dress, right? Is the dress gold or blue? But still, there is still a dress, right? Doesn't matter if it's a car or if it's a truck. There's still a vehicle. And when you watch that vehicle area and then like run the whole thing and just leave it zoomed in on that, you see that there's so much movement. And just run it straight, but leave that. I was just like, there's no way that this woman just disappeared. Was she abducted by aliens? There's no possible way. There had to have been. Yeah, and look through the. Oh yeah, if you look through that glove, man, right there, you can see that. It looks like there's something getting carried.
So tough.
Mhm.
And I'm so bad with these settings on here as far as like I'm not good at messing with some of the like the colors and
You just
stuff
gotta go
because it's
slow
so
and steady.
weird on this app.
Slow and steady movement is what you're gonna see, right? Slow and steady movement. But yeah, it's different. It's different. Yeah, that now run it. Watch that when you have that purple up.
Let's see. I think I.
And
took
I
it
was
down.
watching a scientific show, and it was a guy that said, and it's gonna sound off the wall, but he was filming the sky and stuff, and then he had a piece of glass up, and then when he put the piece of glass up, he was in Russia, and there was like a plane right behind that glass, but he moved it down and you couldn't see it. So they say that when you look through, because sometimes when you look through like a lens, it'll bring up other things. So hold your camera up to that video that they play, record it, and then let's look at it and play with it on your phone, and then put it down, because you get a different perception than what's being shown to you from the television or shown to you from the video than if you record the video. So just hold your phone up, record it off of it, and then play with it on your phone, and you'll see. It's quite interesting.
Yeah,
So
no,
yeah, it was
that's
a
a really
science
good
thing
idea.
that like that it's like, you know, because there's shadows there that are moving. So even if, because I know some cameras do like every 2 seconds. So if there's not movement, they do 2 seconds and stuff. But he was saying that when you look at something being put to you, it's going to be different than if you record it and look at it. But there's definitely movement in the back. There's definitely movement in the back there. There's no way that there's not movement of something.
What's that on the
Like,
back of the
there's two people.
backpack? I'm wondering.
I don't know, but you can.
Or maybe that's just how the backpack is supposed to be.
You can see something square in the backpack, right?
Well, right where you would hold the backpack, I guess, where there's like a little handle.
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe that's just how the bag is. I'm just looking at that for a second. Not
And
to take
the
us
whole,
off topic.
like, Nancy could have been alive for a long time, because I know that I have medication, and if I go to my dad's place, if I'm going to stay over there at night or something like that, I got extra medication there. So because she left her medication doesn't mean anything, because I know I've got some of my prescription at my dad's place. I've got some at my brother's place, because if I stay there and I don't bring my stuff randomly, I've got like a bottle with a couple of pills there. I got a bottle with there you go. Weird, isn't it?
That is so weird.
Right? So,
It really is.
but I definitely think that Nanos is into something. Yeah, you're doing it now. You're going to be in a rabbit hole till 5.
I'm going to be up all night playing with this thing.
You just got to look for your standard shapes. You know that a car tire is circular. What is circular out there? Nothing. A cactus isn't a circle, so when you see a pure circle, you got to look at it somewhere else. You got to look at a straight pole is a straight pole. That pole is solid. It's not going to wave. It's not going to move. And then you got to look what's behind the images, because those are shadows that are all flipping on something, right? But we're always focused on what we're looking at in the front of the video. They're like, oh, look at this perp. There you go. You are exactly what I'm seeing.
I think I see what's moving.
Right? It's like they're picking something up and putting it in.
Unless I'm tripping, and I see like a light source of something or something.
Yeah, it's the headlights or something, or somebody else has a flashlight.
Yeah.
Because it lightens up. When you throw another filter on it, you'll see something else. It's weird, man. You can see the car perfectly, and you can almost see like there's two people carrying somebody. Like somebody's got the arms underneath her armpits.
Enlighten, thanks for the sub, by the way. See,
So,
watch. I'm gonna I'm gonna point this out real quick. So
Yeah,
you can
because
see what
Kimmer wishes, but yeah, it's there.
I want to see if you can see this just real quick. I don't want to hold you too much longer, but
No, that's all right, man.
I appreciate you trying to help me out and see this too. I mean, this is.
But it just, and like if I zoom in on other like earlier spots of the video, and you can see something. It's almost like she was struggling there, and I think that maybe in the perp's hand, if there's blood somewhere, maybe he had a vial of it, and that's what he was shaking down on the. Came over there to do let's make it look like she was beat or something, and then they shook the blood there because it's kind of weird that blood's just there.
They said that would be hard to do, so I don't know if that's. I mean, I think anything
Not
is
if you're
possible.
unless you're a science teacher. You're a science teacher and you've got those little vials. We all had those, right?
Yeah,
and Matt was a science teacher.
I think he does biology.
Biology, but what did you use in bio? Did you not have test tubes?
I don't even think I did biology. I don't even remember. I really don't. I'd be lying to you if I did.
Well, I was wise enough. I took bio twice, 4 times in the 3 years out of high school.
And I think he's he's on another level with it too. I mean, AP is definitely
But
on another
see
level.
that right below that arrow where it's sitting, that's the solid figure sticking up, and it's a wide figure, and it looks like the face is looking towards him. So that's when he looks at them at the same time. Things just become in sync out there. There's people out there.
I'm just trying to figure out. You see that light source that's coming on and off?
Yeah.
What in the world? I don't know if you can see that, but every time I go back and forth, that light comes on, it goes off. It comes on, it goes off. And I don't know if that's reflection from the car or somebody's literally.
It's got to be a reflection from that, or it's somebody's got a flashlight and they're moving something. But there's something there.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't just happen.
Nope.
Ooh. Yeah, this is tough. This is tough.
Right? Nothing
I bet the
should be
FBI
moving there.
sat there for hours playing with this stuff.
Yeah.
Days, weeks.
And that's why they know. They know that there's more than, like, the more when you move that forward, you can see there's somebody else with a backpack back there, man.
Yeah, and the lady that brought this to my attention said she reached out to the FBI and they said that
called the dealership and everything.
Right, you heard that. Yeah. That's crazy.
And then what is on the right-hand side behind that bush? Because there's something that's got like on the right-hand side to the back of the arrow, there's something that's standing outside the bush because there isn't a pole over there. So why is there a dark figure to the right of that? With 2 points that come out of the bottom. Right, there's like his body's about to walk through the bush.
I don't know. And then
right
also,
there, and it gets bigger, and then the spot gets bigger, and then it gets right there. Oh, you can't see where I'm pointing, but
no, I think I went too far.
no, right there. Oh yeah, you can see that light. The reflection gets bigger, and yeah, what are those 2 sticks that are almost horizontal out there? Not some, like, could be 2 legs, could be speculation.
You said where are you looking at?
Them up. Right below your arrow. What's horizontal with your arrow? It's like a white. It's like there's a dark spot, and then there's a white, almost like in a bend.
Oh, so that's
the
house. So I would say that's the closest house that's directly across the street.
No, lower.
I think I know where you're
like right below the arrow. Right up, go down.
I think you're talking about here. Well, maybe I'm thinking somewhere else. But are you talking
Go
about
underneath your red arrow. Put your arrow right underneath the red arrow. Or even still, just if you leave your arrow. Yeah, that was before, but right where you are, leave that red arrow. Now, where's your cursor?
I've got it like below the arrow right now. So you saw me turn the arrow around, right? So not there.
Yeah.
So you're not talking about that
No.
dark area.
Right
So
below
at
the
bottom.
tail end of the arrow. Yeah, I can't see your cursor yet, but below there, there's.
Uh-oh. I think we lost her. It must cut off after a certain amount of time with the phone call. I don't know what she's talking about exactly. I'm not seeing like any movement at all. I was trying. This is one of those things where I got to just kind of kick back and just really mess with stuff. It's much different when I put the video into, like when I'm getting ready to export the video, it's much different because, or actually not even port the video, when I'm actually going to edit the video. Like, because right now it's kind of in an editing stage, I guess. But when I'm actually like editing it actually, and it's on the, like the timestamp or whatever, the length, where it shows kind of like the length of the video. I don't know what the name would be for it, but there's another setting that appears on the left side, and I don't know how to pull that up. I would have to literally reset this entire video and then put it on a whole different thing to do it. So, which wouldn't take long at all, but I don't even think it's worth it right now because it's just one of those things that just take time. You know, it's not gonna just happen right now where we play with settings and we figure this out or figure something out. It's tough. If you want to call back, feel free to call back. I'll probably be getting off maybe in like the next 30 minutes or so. I've got a little bit more time. Hey, shouts to everybody tuning in, by the way. Big welcomes, Rachel. Sorry, I've kind of missed the chat there. I don't think it's been too active in chat from what I've seen. Kimmer's big welcome, by the way. You need to look at split frames. I know, but the bad part is I'm terrible when it comes to editing on here with Adobe Pro. Hey, Michelle, thanks for calling, by the way. Thanks for reaching out. I appreciate your company a lot. And thanks for trying to help. It's tough. It really is. I think. Oh, so here we go. This is a little bit better. I might be able to switch it up here. I could split it here. Let me see if you guys can see what I'm seeing. So I could split it here, or I could actually split it. But I'm not too good when it comes to splitting yet, because I'm really just simply not familiar with Adobe Pro as I would like to be. I used to be a lot better at it, but I also still was never really good at all. But I used to be a little bit more sufficient than I am when it comes to like navigating everything. But I kind of got to get all my memory back and some. But I'm going to be doing a lot of Googling, that's for sure. Just trying to figure out little tricks on here because there's so many things that you could do on here. It's insane. So many extra apps on top of this specific app where you can, pay for other things like certain effects. So we'll see. But I wanted to see if I can put this, see if I can put this on a whole nother screen real quick. Or really what I want to do is upload it at the bottom right here. And I might be able to mess with it that way. We'll see if y'all can see what I'm seeing though. That's the problem. See, and I don't want it on this screen if I'm going to edit. I need it on that left screen that you guys are looking at. Or, I'm sorry, did I say left? The right screen. I think I just messed everything up. I don't even know what I just did. So now I don't know if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Feel free to call, guys, if you guys want to reach out and have a conversation about anything about the perp. If you got something you want to show me, now would be the time. If you've emailed me and maybe I didn't get back and there was something you wanted to address, let me know. Let me know. I'm looking right now see if I could just fix my screen real quick, so bear with me, because this is not right at all. Somebody reached out earlier and requested that I that I order some bug spray. Well, they wanted me to put some bug spray on the Amazon wish list, so I did. Maybe we'll get it by tomorrow. I doubt it. LR, I got your screenshot that you sent me, by the way. I don't know exactly what you're pointing out because the arrow's like kind of cut off. I see you're telling me I'd have to click the picture, but I don't see it. Exactly. Is this the guy that sold Luke the Range Rover? I don't think he's involved, though. Excuse my my arrow. We see both screens? Yeah, we see both screens, but I don't really necessarily know how to split it, so forget it for now. I'll go back in a minute. I'm not too sure who sent me that, but I think that's the guy that... Yeah, he looks like he's taller, but the pictures are like different, so it's hard to tell. Allegedly, Zach was out of the country. Yeah, that's what I heard. So immediately I'm like, oh, well, that guy has nothing to do with it. Supposedly, Zach wasn't even here, but Zach was the guy who sold Luke the Range Rover. Chelsea, good to see you in the chat. Big welcomes, by the way. Has Zach ever confirmed to be in Tucson at the time? I believe so. Not at the time. To not be in Tucson, you mean? I think he's been in contact with Criminal Network as well. I saw him on his live, I think maybe a couple weeks ago. Seems like a pretty cool guy. Until they got one to turn on the other perps, no one will know. Yeah. I just think if we could figure out like what vehicle this is exactly, I think that it could help this case a lot, because then we would have a vehicle to actually look for. And if that vehicle is still in Tucson, oh God, it's not going to be hard to find. That's for sure. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of F-150s out here. Let's just say it is, even though I don't think it is. But you know, even if it was a Dodge, let's just say Ram, there's so many of those. So I mean, it would be tough to find a vehicle right away, I guess. But I mean, in time, I think they would find it. It's once it narrows down, it makes it just a whole different ball game, you know, because there's a lot of Rams, but there's probably not a whole lot of black Ram trucks. You know what I'm saying? So it may be easy to track that car down if they can identify a vehicle. I'm assuming that there's not a vehicle at all, and our minds, I guess, just playing tricks on us. Because remember, we had the Kia that could have been a potential vehicle, but it wasn't a vehicle. So I mean, I'm assuming it wasn't a vehicle because they never said anything about it, but that's what the Kia had looked like. But remember, there was one that passed by a couple miles out from Nancy's. I guess it was caught on someone's Ring camera or footage a couple miles from Nancy's, from what I remember. But I knew that wasn't our car. I knew we shouldn't have been looking for a Kia Soul. just another possible lead that led to a dead end. I was trying to figure out if I had another picture of the Kia image, but forget the Kia. There's no Kia. I don't think it was a Kia at all. Oh, so there's that photo right there. Remember that? Turns out we don't even talk about that anymore. That's how far under the rug that is. Anyway, Chad, there's not too much editing I can do with this. I think I put it here. We'll try it this way. Check this out. There's a couple things I could do with the effects here on this one. I could add some effects to see if that changes anything. I could also multiply it, which would possibly invert it, depending on. Well, let's just try it. Yeah, let me zoom in for y'all so y'all can see this here. We're going to play with some settings just real quick. I'll zoom in if I can. There. And that's about as good as I can zoom in right now while I'm editing it. But once I feel like I've made it a little bit more visible, then I'll expand the screen. See, these settings. Oh, I think it's subtract, not multiply. But it's not even doing anything. Literally, it's not doing anything at all. What is this doing? It's like it's not even changing the screen. What's going on here? Oh no. Something ain't right. Trying, folks. I'm trying. It's not changing though. Never mind. I guess this ain't gonna work. Am I looking at the wrong video? So there's this one. This is not changing. I'm gonna try this one more time, chat. If not, forget it. We'll just get off. But on this setting, I could actually change the speed too. It doesn't have to be. I could change the speed everywhere. I just don't know how to use Adobe. If I did, I would know how to do it in other areas, not just this area. But unfortunately, I'm just terrible at this. I'm gonna slow it down too. Discuss. Why is it letting me slow it down? What is this thing doing? Forget it. I want to multiply it, so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not even trying to edit. I just want to multiply it real quick to see if I can invert it. Which would be, I think it's called subtract, not multiply. And it would like make it look like a kind of like a X-ray vision. Or look, whatever you want to, however you want to phrase it. What in the world? Where did the setting go? Maybe we'll try that overlay image that Michelle was talking about. This ain't working in my favor. Sky says the perp watches these chats. Probably so. I don't think he watches mine though. FBI needs to call Uber Eats and DoorDash to see if there were any deliveries around her home at the time and night that she went missing. Yeah. I couldn't agree more with that. I just wish the driver would speak out. It must be one of those drivers that probably are older, and I'm assuming probably, well, I wouldn't even say camera shy. We know the driver isn't camera shy because it reports that that person that drove Nancy that night had cameras inside and outside the vehicle. So they had a dash cam, and then they were one of those Uber drivers that record the passengers too. And it's more common nowadays, but I took a Lyft the other day from Nancy's. I think it was the night we went to Lauren's, and Juanita dropped me off at like a grocery store, Fry's, after that, and I took Lyft home from there. This lady didn't have a single camera or anything, so it wouldn't be surprising if a lot of the drivers don't have cameras either. But for the most part, I think most of them do have cameras nowadays for their safety and other reasons as well, obviously. But chat, this ain't gonna work for me. I really wanted to try to multiply this or subtract it somehow, some way, but for whatever reason, nothing's coming up for me. Well, it's there, but every time I try to change the setting, it does nothing. Guy says I had 3 hours of sleep. I have a busy morning I have to do in a bit. Hey, do what you gotta do. I'm gonna get the same actually. I gotta be up by 8. It's 4 in the morning for me. But I'm like I'm a type of person that goes off of 4 hours of sleep, you know. I don't sleep very long. I'm over it, chat. I am over it. I'm gonna try this one last time. Let's see if we get anywhere here. Tuesday. 101 days since Nancy's gone missing. It's crazy. I don't know why, but something tells me it's gonna go 100 more days, and much longer. I think we'll. And I hate to sound negative and act like or make it sound like I don't have hope, but I just wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about the Nancy Guthrie case in the next, let's say 264 days to make it a year, the next year. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about the case and it's, a year that's gone by. It's crazy to me because it's going to be a while, guys. It's going to be a while, but we're going to be probably doing another case by the time this thing is solved.
Call from
Laurie.
It's Juice. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm alright, just hanging out, just trying to just have a discussion about the case. Nothing crazy tonight.
I have a few questions
Yeah.
about the case as well. I've been watching from day one. Of course, I watch a little bit of everyone's stream. I just think that setup of the guy coming to the ring camera is after the fact of they already took her out then. That was staged.
So you think they already got her, and because we don't see blood there, you think that they somehow put that blood on the porch?
No, I don't think they put that blood on the porch. I think that they staged it as far as they took her out, and then they had this guy walk up to the ring camera to throw everybody off, is what I'm saying. I think that he has multiple layers of clothing on, multiple gloves on, but he just walks up to that ring camera too calm to try, if that is the time he committed this crime. So I'm thinking that they got her out of there, to be honest with you, if she even came home.
Yeah, we don't even know if Nancy really actually made it home that night.
No.
That's true.
And I think that that was a stage up front there, just to throw everybody off with looking for someone that's not even, had anything to do with her disappearance, I guess I should say.
I don't know, because
I know.
Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say I didn't know, but I just don't know because of the blood. It's just the blood. The fact that the blood is not there, it just throws me off. It's hard to look past that happening before this.
Right.
Or after this.
I get that. Yes. But I just something tells me that they've already interviewed the perp, I think. And they're just collecting more evidence to make the arrest. I could be wrong, but I don't want to put T or L. I think they are going to be involved in this. And of course, I'm not a detective, or I'd be getting paid high dollars. But I'm just saying, why would L change his appearance completely when he went for that interview?
You said who?
Have you noticed that?
Who was it?
Luke.
I mean, he just. What do you mean he changed his appearance? Like.
Well, he wanted to go clean cut, and he didn't want no facial hair.
Yeah, and I don't like the fact that he came with a long sleeve on in the interview either. I feel like he was trying to hide a couple things.
Right. He changed his appearance to me for a reason to throw everybody off, because that's not how he looked at all before the incident.
No, not to me. He looked like almost a completely different person than what he looked like in his older pictures.
Right. And I think that we have interviewed the guy that has done this, but they're just waiting for more evidence.
I think it's possible. But
I mean, I just don't.
We knew about everybody else, though, so why wouldn't we know about, whether or not they did interview someone else that could possibly be the suspect?
Right. Did they ever say Carlos was free from the investigation, that he was no longer being looked at?
I believe he was cleared, yeah.
But I've never heard them
not cleared
formally
literally.
Clear
No. But they did say that he wasn't. I mean, I think they did clear him on the spot. Actually, I don't think that they came out and said that he was cleared after the fact. But
right. But I just think that I just don't know.
It's tough. It's tough. And then it's crazy because everyone looks like the perp. Like everyone has pretty close features,
Right.
for all of the
Right.
people we've lined up.
Yes,
So,
and the facial hair that you see in the mask picture too. You can buy masks that has facial hair to throw everybody off again. Could be a throw off. Who's saying he didn't have a mask over top of that mask?
yeah, I always think about that. Then there's a story.
just-
There's a story where a guy he impersonates a person by finding their picture in the yearbook or an old. I don't know if it was an old friend. I can't remember, but he went and took that picture to Hollywood, and they made him a face. And he was robbing banks for a long time, and they thought it was the guy that he literally impersonated. And after time, they finally figured out because it was a white guy impersonating a black guy, and they figured it
Right.
out thanks to his girlfriend coming forward and telling. But that's how easy it is to mistake, what we see on camera for somebody else or what we think we see. It might not be what we see.
Right. And I honestly feel that Annie doesn't know anything. If T is involved in it, I don't think she really knows. I think she's scared of him. Could be possibility. But I just honestly feel my heart goes more towards Luke than anyone.
As far as him doing, like being the perp or having something to do with
because
it.
just going into Arizona, as hot as it is, long sleeve, with a he was dressed just too much for hot weather in Arizona. And I used to live in Glendale.
I think it was
So
a
I
little
know
bit
how
chilly
hot
at
it
the
gets
time, like that he did the interview. I think it was slightly chilly at that time, but still.
Mm-mm. And then just cutting his hair, there's just too much.
Yeah,
Too much.
I said it the other day. I said, I think there's a chance that we may have one of the people that could have potentially been a suspect that we've ran across, we could have just missed. But some people agreed with it. Some people were like, "Who's we?" And I guess I should have referred to them as they, meaning the FBI. But I said we because I think like we all work together. So, they don't just get their own leads all the time. Some of that comes publicly. But I guess me phrasing it the way I did, people weren't too happy the way I put that. But
Right, but not just that, but they're keeping the search warrant sealed, which is another odd thing. If he's cleared, then why wouldn't they release the records of what they had intentions to go in and search his home? They won't even release those records of what ground they had to go search that, to raid that home.
like what led up to it? Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody knows you have to have properly calls to go raid somebody's home, but they won't even tell anybody what they thought that cause was.
Yeah, and why were they so into that Range Rover? That was crazy.
Right. And putting a shield up around behind it. I feel sometimes that the family knows that she's gone.
Yeah.
And they're just keeping it quiet because they have to try to find the person that did it.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. If you ask me, I truly feel like everyone would argue probably that most people would probably argue that they got something. They're working on something. I just don't see it. I feel like they're pretty close to where we're at, which is nowhere.
Right.
I don't know why I feel that way.
That. We can find a president in a foreign country within 24 hours, but we can't find Miss Nancy. That's sad.
Isn't it? But,
That's sad.
going back to Luke, yeah, he had that fat hand. Remember, when he was detained, his hand was super swollen.
Yeah. He didn't want to show it too much.
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah.
I think that the person that did it has been interviewed, and they're just waiting to get more evidence to go in for the arrest.
And you think that's going to be Luke?
I think Luke. I think Luke. Now, there is a possibility that it was a hired and Luke was just involved. But I told my husband I cannot just put Tommaso on the back burner, because there's just something about him. Yes, I get it. They made money off of selling their other house. But how can they afford what their new home payment? She doesn't work anymore, supposedly. She writes books, but they don't sell very many.
At all.
And a teacher makes, what, $60,000 a year?
That's what he makes, yeah, roughly, yeah. I think Nancy was their backbone.
Yeah.
I honestly think so.
Did they ask for money and she said no? And then they get a little physical? I don't know.
Yeah, I think...
But I can't put him on the back burner either, and I really think that Luke is a part of it, a big part of it. And they said that they believed that some of those ransom notes were legit. Well, when they asked for proof of life, those ransom notes stopped.
Yeah. I mean, well, they kept coming, but no, because I mean, Savannah said that there were only the two that she thought that were legitimate.
That they thought was
and then
legit.
After that, I think it was Kalela doing his part, which...
Yes, that was just people trying to get some money from a grieving family. But I don't want to take a lot of your time.
No,
I just
you're
think
good.
that
I got time. I'm hanging out. You're good.
I just think that they definitely have interviewed our guy, and they're just trying to get more evidence to go in and make the charge. I honestly thought Kayla, being that she was in jail, that she would speak. I mean, come on.
Isn't that crazy?
1.2 million? Someone can live a good life on that.
You know, Luke
Why
lied.
isn't anyone speaking?
Luke lied after, that lady came out, and I think her name was Amanda, and I think, according to her, Luke lied and said that in that interview, he said that he didn't really know Kayla, and that was never his girlfriend. That was just some girl he got in trouble with.
Oh.
And I think that they were, from what Amanda said, they were transporting illegal, like, aliens, they were transporting illegals. And that was, one of the things that they got in trouble for. Don't quote me on it because I'm not sure, but that's what she thought that they were doing together. And I think that he knew Kayla for sure. I mean, 9 times out of 10, the person that you're doing a crime with, you know them. They're not just a stranger. No one's going to commit a high crime with a stranger.
No.
You got to have some type of trust there.
And I'm surprised that we're not hearing more of the private investigator that Savannah and her brother hired. We saw him at the beginning stages. Like the guy that was coming in, getting the mail and going in and coming out of Annie's house with a little bag of, I guess, stuff that they needed
The guy
from
in
their
the
home
Tesla?
when they were... That we never hear anything from the private investigator, which I understand there's not going to speak. But I'm surprised that someone hasn't spotted him around more.
Yeah. Are you talking about the guy in the Tesla, or is this somebody else?
No, this was, I can't remember what vehicle he drove, but he was the one, I'm not sure, the beginning stages of it, he was the guy that they would see go into Annie's house and come out with like a little overnight bag, or go and check the mail and get the mail out of the mailbox.
Oh, at Annie's. I don't know. I've never really...
They said that was the private investigator that the family hired.
Wow.
But I thought it was an SUV. I'd have to go back and look at JLR's videos, because it was in the first couple days that he would go. He even got the mail out of Nancy's house as well as Annie's. but he was seen coming out of Annie's house with like overnight bag. Like say the son needed something or they needed more clothes.
Yeah.
He was seen coming there doing that.
I don't
The
think
guy in the Tesla, isn't that the guy that is the truss of Nancy's house?
Yeah, because you're talking about Annie's, and I'm not too familiar with anybody coming and going for Annie and them, because I haven't really spent much time over there. I know in the beginning there
And
was
I'm
a lot of
glad you
people
don't. And I'm glad you don't, because even though everybody wants Nancy found, I don't think staging out at Annie's is a good idea just because she does have an underage child.
Yeah.
And no one wants your child to be seen coming out of the house broadcasted on the camera. So I do give you respect for that.
Yeah.
And you're a very respectful person that you don't zoom in on people unless there's a reason to zoom in. So you're very respectful at the job that you're doing.
I try. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean.
But Annie's to me should be off limits just because of the underage child. I wouldn't want my child to be broadcasted all over because he has to go to school with kids.
Yeah.
You know?
I question whether or not her kid's even in school right now.
Right. Probably not. Probably not. And they have the, security, I guess a security guard or someone living there.
I went
Last
by
I seen Alex when he was over there.
a couple days ago. No one was home. I didn't see any security or anything like that. And I don't know how they would even have the funds to pay for security.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless there's some type of underground charity we don't know about going on, then, I mean...
Yeah.
And
I did find out that people were saying that he went to Italy when Nancy was missing, the first couple days of her disappearance. But I did find someone did show proof that was not true, that he never went out of the country when she disappeared.
No, I agree. I think he was here. Hey, Carolyn, thanks for the sub, by the way.
Right. I thought he did, but I did see, I can't remember who it was, showed proof that he was there. And I said, well, that's good, because if not, then that was making me thinking, yep, you're the one. But the porch guy, do you think he has layers of clothes on?
I think so.
I think he was dressed in a costume to disguise himself so bad.
Yeah,
by making him think that his hands were big, his fingers were big, and now.
See, the gloves, I think he has at least two. I think he has no more than two gloves on. Clothes-wise, yeah, I think he has several, if not 2-3 shirts on, and then a sweater to go over it. I mean, I don't think it's 2 jackets or anything like that. I think it's just with the one sweater with several layers of shirts. And then under the pants, I really can't tell. But looking at the pants, it's, it's tough. It's tough to tell. But
it is very tough.
I don't know, because sometimes I'm like, he there's a chance that he may not even have layers of clothes on.
Right. Or he could be the gloves. He might have some thin hands, and he wants to make it look like he's got these thick hands. They could be those. It might not be the same black glove on top of each other. It could be the gloves with the fur or something to make his hands. His hands look very big.
Yeah. And when you see him on January 11th, the one where it's the still picture. And they said, he visited the home, before actually the abduction.
Yeah, and wasn't he hanging out with the people across that was renting that house?
The perp?
Yeah, no, I don't know about, I'm going to say yes, Luke. Wasn't Luke associated with the person that was renting a house that right after Nancy's disappearance, they moved? Wasn't he associated with that house somewhere?
From what I heard, Amanda said that they got in trouble at an abandoned home somewhere in the area. I think it was the corner abandoned home that she was talking about. But I mean, they got to know somebody if they were that close to Nancy's. I mean, unless they were just wandering off in that neighborhood, which isn't too far. Nancy and them don't live far apart. Maybe they were just trying to find somewhere to go smoke that, whatever they were smoking. She claimed it was, I think, dope or something like that.
Right. And I guess we'll find out today about the sheriff, but I do not see him backing down. He's too arrogant to just say, I resign. Which he should so he can get his pension, but I think he's going to play it all the way out. Because I think he's honestly thinks he's innocent.
You don't think he is? You said you think he is.
No, I don't think he is at all.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'm saying he thinks he is in his own mind, and I think he's going to play it out, make them vote, and all.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he plays a role in this somehow, some way. I mean, you don't release a crime scene back in less than. I mean, it says on Google it was less than 20 hours. I've heard 36.
Oh yeah.
Is as long as it was a crime scene. And then the fact that he declined all help that did it for me. I mean, there's no reason why he should have did that at all whatsoever, and I think it should have been a federal
not
case.
when you have people that's coming in that's equipped for these big things, and the Arizona desert's so big. I mean, what would it hurt? Something to do with this movie he's making, and his ego is so high that he doesn't want to bust it.
Yeah. Nothing at all. It wouldn't hurt anything at all, and I think now it's going to be tougher. I mean, from what I heard, the Cajun Navy did write another proposal letter to try to get out here and help do a search again. But it's going to be more difficult with the dogs because it's more hotter now, so the dog time is not going to be as long as it should be. So it's going to be tough. I don't know, but just like AJW found a bone, it proves they could have did the same thing in the process. You know, it may not even be finding Nancy at the end of the day, but they might find somebody else.
Yeah, because there's so many people missing. You know, they could have, with them searching, they could have maybe cracked a few of these old cases. It's sickening how it's handled. And I'd like to know if Tommaso and the sheriff have any connection of friendship somewhere.
I was just saying that, yeah. I said anything. I'm pretty sure, like, because a lot of people have been saying, you know, why hasn't the church people spoken out? Some people say they did. But I think I'm pretty sure out of respect for the family, it's only common sense that they would stay quiet and not speak out. I mean, the church is going to be probably the most highly respectful of the family amongst anybody else.
Right.
So
I agree.
I don't think you're going to really
And
hear
the
from
family's being told not to talk. FBI, you know, of course, like this stuff that when Savannah and Cameron did their IG, they were told what to say. Because that's how the FBI coaches people to talk to try to ring in that, you know, the perp. But honestly, I'm surprised that they have kept quiet as long as they have. But then again, I guess they're having hopeful that the FBI and task force and all of them is going to find them. And I did hear that they said that Nancy voted for the sheriff, and I'm thinking to myself, if she only knew how dumb he is.
See, the weird thing is to me, like, if you think about most crime cases, even if that person is criticized of killing that person, they usually normally speak, regardless of what's going on.
Right.
And I think, you know, considering that, I think it would help if Tommaso were to speak. You never know. I mean, what he could share with us may even help us. But
that's it. I mean, we understand Cameron with his military background. Coming from a military family, I get his silence, and I get the way he, you know, a lot of people think that, you know, the way he acts is strange. But that's just being a military person, that's how you are. Savannah being such a high profile, you know, with being a celebrity like she is, I could see her being quiet. But Tommaso could speak. Even well, Savannah's husband, what would he really have to say? Because he's kind of up in the politics too. But it all relates down to politics and all this craziness.
Yeah.
But I think Cameron, the reason he is the way he is because he's trained when he was in the military. You know, the military men, they just always have that serious look on their face. They don't crack smiles very often. And
No.
I just think that Savannah is just, she's trying to live her life because she does have 2 small kids. But I guarantee it's still hard on her. And they have to feel like the sheriff has just root this investigation to hell and back.
Yeah. I can't get past the fact that Savannah went back so quick. I mean, maybe it wasn't that quick. It felt like it was pretty quick, and I think there's that possibility that weighs on my mind that she may just know something, and maybe the FBI does know, you know, who their guy is, and they're just trying to gather all that they need to land their plane.
I think that last IG, when she says it's not too late to turn, you know, to turn your life around to speak, I honestly feel that the family knows that she's no longer with us, but they're just being quiet about that because they're trying to gather more info to make their arrest.
Yeah.
And do I think that them going down to do the flowers, do I feel that she felt that attached to Tommaso? No, but it was something that she had to do. Sometimes I wonder deep down if she doesn't know herself. But she's just trying to stay calm until, you know, they get the evidence.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a possibility for sure. It's tough. It's tough. It really is.
Yeah, because, I mean, what are they going to get being that she's missing? It's not like they were going to get quick money. So everybody knows that whatever plans that they had backfired. Because nobody's going to do something and then can't find the body. They're going to wait years and years before they can get any money. So to me, it was definitely planned to get a ransom.
I'm still past the ransom. I don't really think the ransom was legitimate, but I mean, I think that also changed a lot of people's minds when, you know, based on what they think about the ransom, when Savannah decided to come out and say that she thought the first 2 were legitimate. But I just still think that this was just mainly targeted and it wasn't money motivated at all. I think somebody was mad at the family member, or Savannah pissed somebody off completely.
Yeah. Somebody owed somebody some money.
Yeah, or Annie and Tommaso are involved. That's the only 3 things that I could possibly come up with that I think that are possible. You know, anything else, you know, anything's possible, but those are my 3 things that I go back and forth with, you know, as far as being able to. I just never can wrap my finger around really anything, you know, enough to make it, you know, for me to be, you know, sure that this happened. You know, there's nothing that leads up to that. You know, it's just, we just don't have enough. We don't have enough to really say anything, really.
Yeah. And they can't say it was a robbery because they're not saying anything was missing from the home.
It was immaculate.
Yeah.
Nothing touched.
Like nobody was in there.
Clean as can be from what we heard.
Yep.
So
but it was good talking to you. Keep up the good work, Juice, and I will continue to stay tuned in with you. And I love the respect that you do have when you are in the neighborhood that you have for the neighbors. I wish all the YouTubers would, but I give you prompts there. You are very respectable of what you do.
Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate you reaching out too. Yeah, I got a long way to go. I got a lot to learn. So thanks for the call.
You're doing great.
This is helping
Keep
me.
it up.
Much love. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, that was nice. It was nice to, you know, take a couple calls tonight. I think somebody else was trying to reach out right now. I couldn't answer. I didn't want to take off on her, and I didn't think I was going to get another call at all, I'm going to be honest. And I didn't think I was going to get another call during that one either, so Feel free to call back if you want to call back. I'll be on for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to call it a night here. Somebody said I can't call. No, I think that was someone else. Did somebody leave a message right now? I think somebody might have left a message, I think, or it just says not available. I'm still learning how to use all this, guys. Eventually, though, obviously I'll continue to keep taking calls, but eventually I'll cut them short, or shorter. I felt like there wasn't really anybody else that was going to call in, so I figured, let's talk as long as you want. Talk away. Let's talk. I'm trying to figure out who reached out right now. I'll try to give you a call back real quick. I don't see it. It's just not popping up. I think it was maybe like 5 minutes ago. I don't know how to use this thing. Let's see. No, it doesn't show any missed calls. Nothing. Who tried to call? Call back if you want to chat for a moment. I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. Sorry if it's boring, guys. Somebody said I think it's boring or something that I'm trying to get my money or something. No, we're not trying to get no money tonight. We're trying something new and just discussing the case pretty much. So nothing crazy tonight. Uh-oh. I think we got a call here. So yeah, I don't even know how to use this thing. My goodness. I can pull this up.
Call from
Melinda.
Melinda. It's Juice.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Tonight when you were there, why were there cars parked on the street? And anytime a streamer parks on the street, they have to move.
Tell me about it. Yeah, it was the
it's
Kagon
not fair
and
to
Cole.
you guys.
Isn't that crazy?
Melinda.
Sue Ellen didn't even bother coming down.
No, nobody came down, and they were parked there. But when you guys parked there, it's a totally different story.
Yeah, I could not tell you. I think that it didn't even cross my mind. I think somebody brought it up earlier, but it went over my head. But yeah, I mean.
And when Nanos did his first, I guess you would call it, talking about what happened, he had a paper from the family with talking points that he was allowed to talk to. They were not even cleared at that time. This has been wrong from the very beginning.
I agree. I mean, he's done nothing right that I could think of, to be honest.
Right, and now Savannah's going on a game show. I mean, that's your mother. This is unbelievable.
It's almost like Savannah knows something is happening and she's just going to live her life for now until she gets that phone call. I think this is the second time we heard that she walked off the set or something like that, and then we heard nothing after that. So maybe she had to just go pee or something, and we're all just overthinking it. But it's almost like Savannah.
No, Juice, you guys have done more for looking for Nancy than they have. You guys have been out there looking, out there watching the house, going through. This is just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable.
I don't know if I feel comfortable saying that we did more for the family, but I mean, more than the family, but you got a point. I mean, it doesn't seem like they've been actively doing much.
Well, what have they done?
Nothing that I know.
One thing.
Nothing. I mean, besides reach out and beg for help. Other than that,
you're out there getting covered in ants. AJ's out there every day and searching. I mean, Jim riding a motorcycle in over 100-degree weather. I mean, come on. Cameron, where's he at? That's her son. That's her only son.
As far as we know, living his best life somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. We've yet to see Cameron. I think the last time I've seen Cameron.
I'm sorry, I'm talking so loud.
No, you're good. You're good. Sorry if I interrupt you. No, you're good. I don't know if I think the last time we saw Cameron is when they sent that message to the person that they thought was holding their mom ransom. I don't think we've seen Cameron ever since. Have we heard
Not
from
once.
Cameron? I don't think so. Well, I know we haven't
Not
heard from
once.
him, but I mean, have we seen him around? I don't think so. I think he did come and pick up Nancy's car, though. Or
Right.
maybe
Oh,
he was
boy,
bringing it
now I
back.
get the car.
Other than that, we
Yep.
really haven't seen Cameron at all.
I mean, do people care more than they do? I mean, obviously. I'm sorry, but that's what it seems like to me. People care more than they do, because if it was mine, I would beg anybody, beg everybody to go out and please help me find my mother, please. I would beg. I don't have the money she has to pay, but I would beg. I would cook hot dogs on a grill and give it for free if they would go help me. I would do anything. This is totally insane.
Yeah, I can't speak for
It's
Savannah.
totally
but
insane.
One thing that probably wouldn't change me is money. And with that being said, I'd probably be out here with everyone else, asking questions, trying to figure out any little thing. I mean, I feel like if you really want your mom to come home, you're not going to sit there and do it through a television. You're going to really come and stand on it physically, regardless of the critics. I mean, she's used to that. She lives a critic life. I mean, set it to the side just like you did your emotions to go back home. And it's nothing against the family. It's nothing against Savannah. But I mean, seriously, I hear you. I mean, but who am I?
What do you mean you are doing it every day, or every chance you get? And you have little kids, and you're still out there trying to help.
Yeah.
That shows something about your character. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, that means a lot. You observing that for sure.
I mean, everybody's observed. They're on your chat.
Yeah.
I mean, you're out there in 100 degrees with ants, and people, friggin' neighbors jumping on you. I mean, give me a break. I wish to God I'd have been there today. I'd have went down and told that white car I'd have called the police and told them to move the car. Your girlfriend drops you off and wasn't even there that long, and Sue Ellen comes down there yelling. She jumped on Juanita, got in her car, reached inside of her car. I mean, there's something totally wrong with all of them. Not all of them. There's a couple nice ones, but come on.
Yeah, not only that, I had a sheriff
trying. You're trying.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That means a lot. That goes a long way. Yeah, and we're not going to give up. We're gonna continue to go, regardless if there's a memorial site, and whatever it is that we could possibly do to not only put that public awareness out there, and continue to do whatever we can to make sure this doesn't fade away. We're going to continue to do whatever we can, even if that's holding up signs. Just simply saying, bring Nancy home. I mean, whatever it is, we're going to do it, and maybe when JLR comes down here, this weekend, maybe me or him, maybe Criminal Network could come up with a plan and figure something out to continue to send the message. I mean,
yeah, he said that he's going to rent that house right behind Nancy or by Nancy or something, and you guys are all welcome there. Maybe you can go over there and take a break, or I don't know. It's not fair to you guys. You're the only ones that have kept this alive. You watch regular news, they say nothing. You guys are the ones that are keeping this alive, and they want to put you down. It just drives me nuts. It really does.
Yeah,
I would appreciate you so much if something happened to my mother, anybody in my family, and you were doing that for me. I couldn't give you enough praise or do enough for you guys. This is totally crazy. It's beyond.
Yeah, I don't know if it sat with me that well. The fact that the news station came out today just because it was 100 days, no other reason really, just because it's 100 day 100. That's about it.
How easy is that?
Sad. It's just sad.
How easy is that? They had their little tent set up. You don't have a tent. You have a little fan on your phone so it don't overheat to look and talk about their mother, to keep the story alive so she's not forgotten.
Yeah.
And you're going to start a game show? Get the hell out of here. Come on.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. I heard about it earlier, but I didn't even really. It didn't really hit me until you kind of said it the way you did.
And they're saying, oh, this has been in the works for a while. Well, has it been in the works for a while about your mother? Tell us that. How'd that work out for you?
Do you think Savannah has hired
put in that? Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was just gonna ask. Do you think Savannah's put in for some type of private investigator at all?
Well, what I think is she's got security in the house to watch over the house. Little late, wouldn't you say, for the cameras, the security, the sheriff said a little late, isn't it? You couldn't even get your mother a Ring camera that works, but you can rent that back house out for how much a month? I know it was unbelievable. And then they called Mark Kelly before she calls anybody. Savannah calls Mark Kelly. For what? For what? I'd call him, but I'd make sure I flew there and had every cop, detective. Juice, I'm telling you, there is something wrong. There's something wrong with this whole thing.
Yeah.
There's something wrong. And you know it, and all the rest of the streamers know it, and that's why they're not letting it go. They want it dropped. They want it out of the news. They want you guys, they've done everything to you they can do, besides pick you up and throw you out.
Yeah.
And they tried that.
It's true.
Why?
I don't know. I really don't. Yeah, I don't know. I it's, I hate to say it, but I think, personally, I would not be surprised if Savannah has a good idea of who this person might be. I mean, because if it is family related, let's just say, there's a possibility that it is, because there is that possibility. I think they would be the closest thing to figuring that out, as far as going down their history. But I think just with them even knowing, or just say it was an old friend, I think if this was Savannah's old friend or someone she's came across, she would definitely know who this person is. And
oh, good. I'm glad you feel that way. So go ahead and do your game show. Go back to work.
Right,
go back, Cameron. Go back to where you came from.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We know who it is. Get the hell out of here.
I'm just saying there could be a possibility that she's really afraid of just getting in trouble somehow, some way, because I don't know. But I just would not be surprised if Savannah not necessarily has something to do with it, but knows who did it, Right. And I honestly, a lot of the times I feel like she really feels like it is Annie and Tommaso who have something to do with it, because I really don't think that they have a good relationship at all. I think that she talks highly of them, and like she's supposed to. I mean, they've already been criticized, so much. Throwing them under the bus even more is not going to help neither one of them at all. But
you know that one picture that I think you put up, and I know for a fact JLR put it up. It's Tommaso standing there, and Annie's looking up at him, and she's looking at him like she worships him, like, oh my God, you're the best thing on earth. That one picture you guys keep putting up, and I think to myself, man, she idolizes him. She idolizes him. She'd do anything for him, and I mean anything. Look at the one picture. I think you put it up before. It's Annie. It's him standing looking straight, and she's looking up at him like he's God. You don't think she'd lie for him? Or a band member just to keep him out of it? I do.
I do. Think I have that picture. Kind of looks like they're out in the snow, but I don't have one.
Yeah, this one, they're just, I don't know where they're at. They're standing there. He's looking forward. And let me see. If I was looking, I think she's on his right side, and she's got it like she's looking up at him like, oh my God, you can just tell how she idolizes him. And I'm looking at that thinking she would do anything for him. I mean, she would do anything. You can just tell she just worships him. JR has put that picture up a few times, and I've seen it every time. I see that picture, you can just tell she just worships him.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know why. It's almost like she owes him sometimes to me, for something. I don't know, but I think somebody said that she speaks about that in her poetry, as if she kind of owes him something, or I don't know. But I agree as far as the worshiping part. I think she definitely looks up to Tommaso in a major way for sure. And whatever it is, I don't know why, but I can't find that picture though. I don't see it. You said she's looking up at Tommaso?
Oh my God, he's looking straight. She's looking at him like I hate to say it, but like he's a god.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just tell she worships him. Like, how did I get this man? I mean, JR has put it up a few times, and I don't know if you have or not, but it's when you see it, I hope you can find it on JLR's streaming thing and show it, because you're going to look at it and go, oh my God, now I see it. She worships him. Does she worship him enough to hurt her mother? I don't know. Maybe they were after the money and something happened to her heart. She had a heart attack. But if she did, why would they take her out of the house? You know, I keep thinking, why would they take her out of the house? You know, if they want to rid of her, whoever it is, why would they take her out of that house if she was already gone?
I think DNA.
Why?
I think whatever they did to Nancy, because I really think that she was physically harmed inside that home. I think that they cleaned up to make it look like nothing happened. But I truly think that she was somehow harmed in some way in that home. And they said the sheet was missing, and I think either DNA was left on that sheet, or they used that sheet to carry out Nancy. I was doing and I wish I could show you guys this, but I transfer patients all the time, and with the sheet, I use the sheet. I put the sheet under the legs. One person will get the other side of the sheet, and I'll take the other side, and they'll take one arm and go under the arm, and I'll do the same. And it's very, very easy to carry a person like that. Not saying they did it that way, but I'm just saying, a sheet would have been a great tool to carry Nancy out in if they did that from there. Because some believe that she was, either dragged out or she was somehow willing. But I truly think she was carried out. I don't think that she was. I think Nancy's feisty. I think she would put up a fight regardless. I don't think that she would have just been like willing to go, even with a gun pointed to her head. I'm not seeing it. I think
Juice,
Savannah gets that from her.
I'm not bringing politics in, but she was a Democrat, and she was all for illegal immigrants. I mean, and I'm not saying that's good or bad. That's up to her. She had them living in that, because that, whatever you call it, I call it a little guest house out there. I mean, I don't know that for a fact. I haven't seen the paperwork, but I have heard that she had illegal immigrants living in that back house back there. And I'm not talking about the lady from wherever she was from. She was probably illegal too. But they were living in that back. I mean, look at all the people that's been killed. I mean, by illegal immigrants. I mean, maybe she fired her. Maybe him or whoever it was. I mean, politics gets in everything for some reason. I don't know. It just, things are a little bit fishy.
I wonder what year this was when Nancy was renting out the casita.
Well, she's been doing it all along now and then. I don't think she was even renting. I think she was letting them stay there, because I remember her it's probably not up anymore, but her Facebook page, she was all for the illegal. She was against ICE. That's why they didn't want the FBI in there, because Trump sent them, and she's a true blue Democrat. And that's up to her. That's totally fine. But when you don't even want the FBI to look for your mother, I mean, Really? I would have the National Guard if I could get him. Wouldn't you? I know you would.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. I'd take any bit of help that I could get. I mean, it's not gonna hurt.
No, it's not going to hurt. And maybe they wouldn't find her, but you know what? I would do everything I could. Like that Cajun Army or whatever they are. I don't even know the name of them. Again. Like last week or the week before, they wanted to come again. After almost 100 days, they wanted to come again. And Nano said no. Wouldn't you get on that TV that you're on every morning and go, oh, yes, come. Just come. I might not come out there because it would be a big scene because I'm a celebrity. But come. Everybody come. I would have come. I'm 68 years old, and I would have come.
Yeah, I agree.
And help. And I can't even take the heat. I don't know how you stand out there. But I'd have waited till a little bit cooler in the evening and went looking for her. I mean, you tell me there's something not wrong with this whole thing. Look at your chat. I'm sure every one of them has said, if that was their mother, I would kill somebody over my mother. If that guy hurt my mom and I found out, I'm not a killer or nothing, but don't hurt my mother. She brought me into this world. I love her more than anything.
Yeah. I think a lot of us could agree. I mean, for my mother, I'd be a killer for sure.
That's right. You're a man. That's right. So where's Cameron? He's this big serviceman. Has all these awards and retired from the service. You can't look for your mother? You can't look for your mother?
Nope. Doesn't seem like it. I don't even think he's been and he's the least criticized out of all of them. So, I mean, he would probably be the one that would do just fine out here if he was out here in the public. I think Cameron he'd be all right.
Yep, exactly. Would anything stop you? You're a man. I know my brother, nothing would stop him. Nobody, I don't care if this guy has a gun in the front. Big deal. Big deal.
Yeah, not only that, me being out here every day would send a message at some point. Eventually people would start to believe that I have nothing to do with it. I would think, if I was out here with everyone else searching for my mom, even if the people thought that I had something to do with it, people are still going to think what they think at the end of the day. So I just truly don't think that should change the way they should be doing things. But I can't say that they should be doing what we think they should be doing because I would be doing it. But I think it's common for people to get out here and search for their mother in situations like these. I mean, in any situation, if your mother's missing and, especially if you believe she was abducted, I mean, I don't know. I just don't get it. I do not get it. And it's bothering. What can we do, though?
My mother, my sister, my brother. It doesn't matter who it is. That's your blood. That's your friggin' blood. Get out there and look. Take your big service ass out there and look. Don't run back to where he sure was there, living in that casita or whatever you call it, that little guest house, though, wasn't he? He lived there for a while because him and his wife split up. He was living back there. All of a sudden, he goes back wherever he is to his little condo in Arizona, and she comes up missing. Get your ass out there and look for your mother. I don't care if you're a celebrity. I don't care what you are.
So you think
you're a young man
on February 1st? Because JLR said he was here February 2nd. I think they figured that out when they saw him in that Camry out in front of Nancy's. And I think they were questioning how he beat Savannah here. But
Juice, they said he was here. He has a condo or something there in Arizona.
That's what I keep
and then
hearing.
Before that, when they first split up, he was living in that guest house back there. But now, when his mom has nobody but all you guys, I mean, and I'm not put that. You guys would have gone above and beyond, and there would be no. Oh my God! If Sue Ellen, she would know not to come by me if I was there. she would know not to come by me. And get the hell out of here. That's you guys are trying to keep her name out there, because if you didn't, we wouldn't know anything about it. It would be over. Savannah would be doing her game show. Annie and Tommaso would be going to their bands. And I don't know where Cameron would be.
Yeah,
we're not stupid. We know that.
I don't know what he does. I mean, he's retired, so I don't know what he does now. But yeah, I mean,
he doesn't do anything.
I just truly don't think the DNA is going to come back to anything. What do you think about the DNA?
Well, I mean, Nano's big place couldn't get nothing. The only DNA they got is Nancy's.
Yep.
I mean, they cut a part out of the sheet. They didn't even take the whole sheet or whatever it was. They took a piece of it. They didn't even take the whole sheet. They took a piece of it. There could have been a hair there. That mat would have been gone. That's in the front door. You know there's stuff on there. You know there's stuff on there. Even if there would have been something off the bottom of his shoe. You could, what about the oil? All the oil drops on the street in front of the house. I know there was a lot of cars there when the media was there. I know that. I understand that. But all those cars, if you go back and look at the films, all those cars were new cars. If you look at the oil where you sit sometimes, there's a bunch of oil spilt there in the street. And it had to have been there for a while. I mean, and if I've been up and down that street on the film list, looking at the street because it's driving me nuts. I don't see oil anywhere else up and down that street except for in front of Nancy's house. When you go there, next time you go there, there's a bunch of oil on that street. Look, I mean, I know that they have construction workers and that there, but they pull in the driveways. This car had to have been sitting on that street for a while.
So you mean
there was sure no Sue Ellen out there telling them to move, was there?
Not at all. So when do you think this was? So you're saying there was a car on the street?
I think so. They're going, oh, it's from Mark the Shark. No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, I mean, he does have an older truck, but not older, but it's not the newest, and I don't think so, though. Yeah, I wouldn't. He hadn't even been there that long.
Maybe. I mean, it's just weird. It's just another weird thing. It could be from Juanita or from, I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out like everybody else. Like everybody else is.
So what? So there's oil there across the street, or what? Where at on the road?
Yeah, you know where you sit, right on the street.
But there's been so
They're
many
saying it's
cars
Mark's
there,
truck, but I don't know if it is or not. Because he parked that truck everywhere, and I only see oil in front of her house. What'd it do, stop leaking when he moved down the road? Come on.
Yeah, no, we're not buying it. Not buying
it. The media all had nice cars. They all rented cars. They all, there was nice cars there.
There was. And the thing I remember the most vividly was the fact that they all had their hoods open. And they had these devices for, I don't know if it was some source of power or something, but yeah, there were definitely a lot of rental cars there from what I saw. There was a lot of media here from all over the world. But yeah, it's a tough situation, and it's unfortunate the way it's going right now. I don't know that it'll be better if we get a new sheriff, how things will play out, but from what I'm hearing, that person, whoever does replace Nanos, if he's replaced, they would have to start from scratch, which could be another setback.
Get them all together. Get them all together and go back to that house and go over it with a fine-tooth comb. Start over. I know everything's probably messed up, but if you have really good FBI people, they should all go back to that house and start over. And I just feel bad. I feel so bad for Nancy. I just feel bad for her. She's 80. She was 84. How did she deserve this? How?
She didn't. It's funny you say that because I just said yesterday that I wouldn't even be. I would probably be more happy if they went back and made it a crime scene again, even though people have been in and out.
Yep.
You know, I know it's more contaminated than it was before, but I think it wouldn't hurt to go and make it a crime scene one last time. And maybe they covered all the areas that, you know, and, you know, there's nothing else to look for in that house. But, I mean, I don't know if you watched Monk Intrigue, but he pointed out that dolly in the back. And he thinks that, you know, there could possibly be DNA on that. Or it was, he also thinks it was used to remove Nancy from the home, which I disagree on that. But I think he was just giving theory, and I don't think it's his actual thought based on what he thinks. But I think there's a possibility they can still find some type of DNA around there. You never know.
That Brian Etten, or whatever his name is, talks that big-time FBI agent that retired. I forget her name. She's got blonde hair. I was listening to her yesterday.
Marie.
She said, yep. She said, have them all go back and start over. She goes, believe me, they will find stuff. She said, have like 30 of them go there. And she was big time. Everybody goes to her for advice, and she was the top one. She said, just start over. Go back, have like 30 FBI agents go in. She goes, and I guarantee you they will find something. And people are thinking probably, and they're right, there has been a lot of people in there. But that's what she said yesterday or day before, because I listened to her say it.
Yeah, she also said that for whatever they found wouldn't have been enough to call it, you know, in
Yep.
you know, in that crime scene. So I thought that made sense, and it hit me different when she said that, and I'm like, wow, you know. But you could just tell Nanos, I think he's covering up for somebody. I truly think so. I mean, he's rushing people. He rushed the detectives that were on this initially. He ended the search too quickly. And then he also, you know, ended the crime scene too quickly. I mean, those things add up to me. Those things just sound like he's trying to get somebody out of trouble. And he truly cares about this person, or they either that, or they paid him really well for him to try to just throw this under the rug. And I think he's trying to keep, you know, his promise or his word, whatever. I think he's trying to hold on to that. So that he can secure this money, whatever. If he hasn't already, it's you know, it's all theory, it's all speculation. I'm not sure, but you know, I just truly think that Nanos is covering up for something and somebody. I mean, there's no reason why he's declining all of this help and enforcing these traffic rules in the neighborhood. It just seems like he's trying to just throw this one under the rug. He's trying to make it look like he's given, you know, all the necessary help. But if I ask Nanos, has he done everything possible to help bring Nancy home? There's no way in hell he could say yeah. No way. No way at all.
Nope.
But
I don't know. The family's the one that has me baffled. And my heart goes out to them. Either way, their mother's gone. Yeah. You know, I mean, if they find her, it could be bad. And if they don't find her, it's bad. I know because my father-in-law, they took him and killed him and threw him by Lake Chautauqua right before the exit to get off. And they found him, but back then, the police didn't go send information everywhere. And finally, the girl that was with him came forward and told us what happened. They had found him a long time ago, but they didn't let us, you know, there was no way of knowing. Then they called and got the dental records, and we found out it was him. And it was like 10 years, and now this freak that killed him, shot him in the head, is up to get out again next year. And he'll probably get out. He's been in there like 20 years, but he'll probably get out.
wow.
So you live with this the rest of your life. You're fighting the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You're writing letters. You're going to Cleveland. I live in Ohio. You're going to Cleveland to that big building, I forget what it is, to talk to people. I mean, it's going to be bad for the family no matter what, and I do feel for them. I really do. I don't mean to sound hard, but it's, for some reason, this, I don't know if it's because they did that to him or what, but it just affects me a different way.
Yeah. No, I hear you. So, quick question. I won't hold you too much longer. Do you think that, like, let's just say they find the perp. Do you think that he's going to tell us where Nancy is, or you think that we just won't never find Nancy and we'll just find the perp, I guess? Or perps.
I don't know, because that Larry Schley that killed my father-in-law he didn't tell, but she did. After all those years, she told. So if it was just him, he probably won't. He probably won't tell where she is. He'll probably deny it, even though they have evidence. That's just what I'm thinking. He'll probably deny it because Larry Schley still denies it with herself on that. I don't know how they can live with themselves, but I don't know. But thank God you guys are there. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a hard time. You get treated like crap there. And you're still out there trying to find their mother.
Yeah.
Thank God for you guys. I wish, well, we thought that he left and took off, so we didn't even make a missing persons report. We thought he was a pilot. We thought he left. That's, and then all those years later, we found out totally different, so it's sad.
That's sad. My condolences. I'm sorry. That must be tough.
Yeah, once it's done, there's no coming back from it.
Yeah.
There's no coming, there's nothing you can do. There's no coming back from it. Just like, do you think Nancy's still alive?
I don't. No, unfortunately, no.
No. Nope.
Yeah, and I do you think she's close, or you feel like they took her?
Yes. I think that they would have been too afraid to go to the border. I really do. I mean, there's cameras, and I have never been there, but they're saying that it's hard to get through. And then yesterday I heard that there's places you can get through, but you're going to carry her. Yeah. I mean, taking a car through there, I'm sure that day they looked up, around that time they checked all the cars going across the border, It's not that much. It's just because that was early in the morning. I'm sure they checked for plates and stuff going across from Arizona or even rental cars. You can tell a rental car because the plate on the whatever's different, JLR was saying.
But
I'm not sure.
Initially, they didn't go about it as, a kidnapping. They I think for the first 24 hours or maybe a little less, I could be wrong, but they went about it as, Nancy wandering off, and usually it takes time for them to report somebody even missing.
Yeah.
So I think that they had a lot of time to cross the border. Brian Enta keeps explaining how difficult it is to come back. I have to disagree with him on that one. I guess it just depends on what side of the border you're going through. But for me, I've never had those issues at all. The same way I've got in is the same way I got back. I've really never, literally it's been the same exact way. They didn't question me any more than they did the first time I went through. And this is recent. The first, when I went through the border, all they did was wave, and then I kept going. And I think at one point in the time they asked where I was going, but I don't even think they asked that from what I remember. But sometimes they don't even stop you. They just wave you through.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah, it's really not that hard. It's really easier than he's saying, because there's a chance that you're coming back from Mexico that you may not even get stopped. You might just get waved through.
Well, that's going there, but coming back to the United States, don't they check you pretty good when come back. Well, still, that wouldn't matter. They'd have done got rid of her.
They
So
did not.
you're right.
The same way I got in is the same way I came back. It literally
Oh my
went
God.
identical. It was identical. It was the same way. They didn't question me at all. They just waved me through. We didn't even really, I don't even think we said a word. All we said was hello, and that was it.
Do you think she was alive when they left? Because why would they take someone that's gone already? And you didn't take anything else, supposedly. No money, no jewelry, no nothing.
Nothing. I truly think it was to inflict pain. I don't think that it was for money at all. So I don't think the plan was to keep Nancy alive at all.
Right.
I think Savannah is misled, and I think, I think the person that provoked her to believe that the ransom was real was the fact that her brother said that he thinks it was because of her. And I think that's what gave her the hope in communicating with whoever it was that was supposedly holding her for ransom. But there's just nothing to me that makes it legitimate at all. And there's so many trolls nowadays.
Yep.
I think it was someone who's trying to get in on it and make some money out of it. I ain't seeing it. And if she did believe it was real, it was so mind-boggling anyways, because she should have just sent the money. She's got the sources. She probably wouldn't even have had to spend her own money. I think just like it got around when she put word out there, that money would have went up just as fast if she started a GoFundMe to raise that $6 million or $2 million, whatever moment, it was what it was as far as the demand. I just truly don't think, I don't know. I don't know what led her to even not want to do it. But I think if she believed in that at that time, I don't know what stopped her from just simply sending the money. And I know they wanted proof of life. But it obviously didn't matter anymore if she offered $1 million and on top of that donated $500,000 to some children's hospital. I mean, her husband's probably got more money than she does, so we know they had the money.
Yep. And people are, well, she was renting that out. She didn't have any money. People that worked there knew what she had. People that worked in her house, she had people working for her, cleaning her house and helping her out, because that's been proven already. I didn't see it, but that's what they said. So when they know what's in her house, oh my, she's got this silver platter, she's got jewelry, she believe me, people she had illegals there. They know what she has.
That would change things. So, I mean, did you hear that somewhere, or you're just?
Yeah, I heard that. It was all those guys getting. There's like 4 or 5 of them that talk. They're I can't remember the name of them, but they said that she was totally against ICE, totally for illegal. I mean, all that stuff. I mean, they said she was hardcore.
Dang.
So, and if she had housekeepers and people helping her because she's older and had problems walking and her back was all messed up or whatever, they see what's in your house. I mean, I can go to someone's house and see what's in their house. And look at her house. That might not be a nice house to some people, but to some people it's a mansion.
No, that's a beautiful house, yeah.
Right.
From what I heard, she likes
and if you're there working for her... Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I from what I heard, she liked jewelry. But as far as we know, did you learn anything as far as what she had of value in there that would have brought interest to someone wanting to burglarize the home?
No.
What would they really take that Nancy had?
Exactly. Yeah. I think something went wrong somewhere, or she fired somebody that was there or whatever, and they come back and got her. But why would you take her out? That's what I can't figure. if he wanted to hurt her, which her heart thing went to heart attack range. You know, that's what they're saying anyway. That's what they told us, that it bounced up real high. Why would she be bleeding? I mean, none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely wasn't a nosebleed, I'll tell you that. I
Nope.
don't think that was a nosebleed at all. I mean, and at one point it looks like, you know, they said it was aspirated. So, I mean, if that's the case, then she was physically harmed for sure in some way. And I really think that there was blood in that house. And I honestly think it was a lot more than what we saw outside. I think that they just cleaned up.
Yeah.
I think they cleaned up. I mean, they didn't say whether or not, you know, there was, you know, any type of smell as if somebody was cleaning, but what would that really change anyways, even if there was? I mean, and the doors were propped open, so, I mean, it seems like that smell would have lingered out anyways. But I truly think that there was blood. I mean, and if there wasn't, you know, I mean, you know what? If there was, I mean, blood does stain, but I don't know that blood stains on a hard floor. I mean, I think that could be cleaned up. I don't know if Nancy's house majority of it is rug. I would assume that it's tile.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I think if the blood wasn't cleaned up well, or if it doesn't stain, because I don't know if it does on hard floor. I'm assuming it doesn't. Then they would probably be able to take a black light and see if there was any blood on the floor. But there's no way that, you know, and I mean, unless she was physically harmed right there in front of her door, why would she just suddenly start bleeding at the door?
Yeah, and did it go out any further or just right there? Because I've heard that it was on the rocks, and then I heard it was just right there.
Yeah, it stops exactly before you take that one step down that stair. I think it stops right there from what I saw. So
how does that work? How does that work? You know, if you're bleeding the way the blood was in front of that house, how does that work? What do you put your hand over her mouth where it's coming? She's exasperating it or whatever it's called. What do you know? Think about that.
And on the initial approach, when he first approached the house, it seems like he was trying to be quiet. So it seems like they would be taking a risk to harm her right there in front of the door. Although, you know, it's the middle of the night, so no one's probably going to hear her anyways. But, you know, I don't know. I'm not buying into whether or not she was sedated, because some people think that Nancy was also sedated somehow, and that was the reason why they were able to get her out of the home. But I think the only way was to physically harm her, you know, because otherwise she would probably, I mean, anybody would yell logically, right? You know, if you...
I don't know. You'd be so scared you'd probably be so scared you couldn't move.
Yeah.
I really believe that. You'd probably just freeze because you'd be so scared you couldn't move. You know what I'm saying? I know people think you'd scream and fight and do that. I think you would be so scared that you couldn't move. And then, you know, because her heart jumped like that. Obviously, she was scared to death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might be so afraid. I mean, imagine laying in bed, sleeping, and you wake up to that.
Yeah, and stuff like that happens so fast, so...
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, it's hard to say.
I think she was so afraid she couldn't move. She's 84, alone in that huge house. I think she was so scared she couldn't move. She just fight or flight, and she sure couldn't fight with him.
Yeah.
You know, she's a little thing. She couldn't fight, and if she did, she's 84.
So looking at the guy in the still picture on the you know, the guy that appears with no backpack at one point in time, do you think that guy is the same guy?
He looks like him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I think that guy has other pants on underneath the pants that we see. He definitely has other clothes on under there to make himself look bigger. That's why I was thinking that he's not from here because he's trying to make himself look bigger. He definitely has different clothes on under there. Could even have a hoodie. You know, but underneath those pants, you look how skinny his legs are. And at the top, unless he's got his pockets filled with stuff, who knows? You know, he could have those pockets filled with stuff. Because look how bulky that looks that you're showing right now. On his.
And it's very hard to tell whether or not there were holes in that mask. You know, it almost looks like it covers his face. Keep talking about the belly. It looks like he might have a belly versus the guy, you know, in real time. When you see the video, he doesn't appear to have a belly like, you know, the guy we see in the still picture. But I think they both got some type of gut. I think it's the same person, but the shoes is the main part that gets me. They got that, because, you know, one of the shoes, it's got like a black line on it in the still picture, and then the other one, that black line doesn't seem to appear on the shoe. Did I lose her? I think I might have lost her. You there? I think it might have hung up on her. I think the calls only last a certain amount of time, and then it just hangs up. That might be something I got to change in the settings for time-wise. Some would agree, some wouldn't agree, you know, that it is the same perp. Some don't think so. Some people even believe it's still a woman. I don't know, guys. I think it's the same guy, but then again, I go back and forth because of the shoes. You know, analyzing the shoes, you know, the shoes just look so much more different than the ones in the still picture to me. But then again, you know, that pixelation, they say, kind of gets in our way. But I'm sorry, I see what I see, and I'm gonna keep it at that until otherwise. I just think that shoe is much different than the one in the still picture. Much love. Thank you for calling, by the way. I'm sorry it hung up on you. It is almost 6 a.m. in the morning for me, guys. I appreciate everybody calling. We'll take some more calls tomorrow. Well, later on today. I'll be on later on stream, and we'll take some more calls. Trying to get more familiar with taking calls, and you know, I was glad I was able to take some calls tonight, though. And I'm glad there were some people who actually reached out and called. I didn't really think anybody was actually really going to call after the first call. It took a little time to kind of get going, but I don't know what happened there. I couldn't hear it. It looks like she was still on the line. I don't know if she heard me or not. Can I call?
Call from Tessie.
Oh, it's another person.
To
We'll take
accept,
this last
press
call,
1.
and then
To send a
we'll hop
voicemail,
off
press
here.
2.
It's Juice. Hello? I don't know what happened. Hey, you guys have a beautiful morning, though. I'm going to get off because I got work in the next 2 hours. I stayed on a little too long. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for hanging out with me here in the chat. Sorry, I'm so in tune to the phone call. I got to get more familiar with this. I'm learning. This is probably like the first time. We tried to take a couple calls earlier. It didn't really work very well. But we'll try to get more familiar with this and better at multitasking along the way. But guys, much love. Have a great rest of y'all morning. If you're tired, go get some coffee. If you're going to work, enjoy work. I'll be live a little later on tonight. I won't schedule it because I'm on 2 platforms, so it makes it difficult. But much love, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I will see y'all in the next one. Have a great morning, folks.